What is good, everybody? It's your boy Joe back in the building, back with notes right into this thing. Make sure to subscribe, like button, follow me on Instagram at Goat Mike Hezzy Guide. This will not be a long one today. We'll be short. We'll be on here for an hour at the most. So let's see. Let's get everybody in the room. I gotta be at work. I gotta be working like an hour or two, but I'll do an hour live. I'm gonna do an hour live today. Trudy King. What's good, Trudy King, man? I'm doing an hour live today. Today gonna be an hour at the most, and after that hour, then I have to check into this job. But I can still run StreamYard even at work as well. So I'll probably do an hour and a half. I'm gonna do an hour and a half live because I can still run the live even at work. Cause I'm just that G with it. Links in the chat. Links already to the chat room. Yeah, I'm putting in double work. I'm putting work. I'm putting an hour and a half in, even before work. Still gotta get to work, but I'm still putting in an hour and a half at least. Cause that's how I get it down. I put that work in, man. Hit that link and pop on in here. Lakers got a game plan for game two, man. Telling you people, man. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what's happening. 1 second, True. Let me fix my mic real quick. Audio. Audio. Can you hear me? Hold on. It's still in full effect. Can you hear me, True? King? I don't think. I don't think nobody can hear me. Okay.
Yo, yo,
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. You just
you
say
hear me?
something.
Don't like.
Hold on. Let me get my other headphone. Let me get my other headphone real quick. Real quick. It's kind of low without the headphones. For some reason my phone was this.
Yo, you hear me?
What's good, man?
You
Yeah,
hear me
I can hear
now?
you now. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Listen, man. We
good
ain't talking
now.
about them Lakers, man. Listen, man. We ain't talking about them Lakers, man. Y'all lost. Hey, man. Get ready for tomorrow, man. Listen, we talking about the main event tonight, man.
That's my what?
We talking about the main event tonight.
Ain't no main event tonight. That's cat.
Main event, no main event.
Ain't no main event tonight. That's cat.
Dope, you been smoking.
That's cat. Ain't no main event tonight. That's cat.
Oh, you right. Ain't no main event tonight. You right. Beg
Ain't
my
no
pardon. You right.
ain't
Beg my
no
pardon.
ain't no ain't no real teams playing today. Ain't no real teams playing today.
Miami and the Bucks.
Okay. Outside of that, who real playing?
And you got
Nobody.
Portland and Denver.
Man, that's a sorry series. That series is whack. That series is
Hold up.
straight garbage.
We play Wednesday. Hold up. The Lakers and Phoenix is the 10 o'clock game.
We don't play till Tuesday, I thought.
Yeah, that's the 10 o'clock game. We got
On
the 7:30
Tuesday.
game.
That's
Yes, you got
Tuesday.
that's yeah. We the real main event though. We the real main event. You know what I mean? That game.
Man, stop it. You would hit me next time just to like. But it's
Yeah, remember
okay.
now.
Y'all can laugh now. And I'm gonna laugh in the end. Don't worry.
So they put the Clippers. They put Clippers in Dallas on NBA TV, man. That's a new thing.
That's good. They're the all brand strippers. So they have to go
Oh,
on NBA TV.
oh man.
They can't be playing on TNT while we playing. What kind of sense
Right,
that make?
right.
They're the off brand team. You always put the first brand first. You don't put the second brand first. That's not how it works. But I'll tell you
Yeah, you
what,
come.
Trudy King, I
That's
feel
why we.
bad for
That's why
your,
we. That's why we first, right? First game, right? You know what
I feel bad for your Celtics, man.
I mean? Yeah.
I feel bad for them dudes. I
I
feel
don't feel bad.
bad. Here's why I feel bad. Brooklyn actually played defense. If Brooklyn play that way, what's up, bad boy? What's good? If Brooklyn play that kind of defense in 4 games and they shooting like that, then it's gonna be a
Brooklyn,
straight sweep.
Brooklyn ain't play no defense. We were just missing shots.
They played just enough defense. They played
Yeah,
just enough.
we were just missing shots. I mean, it
So
wasn't no.
so KD, what? So so KD didn't have four. So K so KD didn't have 4 steals.
The iPod 1.3.
Trudy
You got
King,
over
mute
me.
your
You got over me.
what?
You got over me. Like, yeah, for still listen.
Bro, it wasn't just Kevin Durant. You had Kyrie getting steals. You got Kyrie getting put back, tip
They didn't.
backs.
They didn't play great defensively.
They
Let's make that
played
clear.
to the king. I didn't say it was great defense. I said they played just enough defense to beat y'all. I'm telling you, it's gonna be 4-0. I'm gonna tell you that right here, right now, because y'all have no bench for one. You have no bench, and
They
you
have
have
no
no
bench.
bro. Y'all bench is worse. Y'all's is worse.
Okay, that's
That's
not
gonna be the
necessarily true.
difference.
But
But
that's
then
not
on
necessarily
top,
true.
okay, but look, they have three scores. Y'all
That's not
don't.
true.
They
That's
have three
not true.
scores. They have three. If they have two MVPs on the same team, KD a
Robert
MVP, Jay
Robert
Harden,
Williams. Robert Williams is better than everybody on their bench.
Robert Williams can't guard at two MVPs and a guy in Kyrie Irving who's a
Well,
walking bucket. It's not
well,
happening. It's
well,
not
he
happening.
blocked. Well, he blocked all three of them to give shots. So
And guess what? And guess what? They still all got over 20. What's the
okay,
point?
but you can talk. Okay, but what makes that Brooklyn team so good
They can
offensively?
they can score.
But at a efficient rate, right?
They can score at a high level.
Wait, at an efficient rate. Was they efficient?
And
Cause
enough to
we
win.
shot. I mean, listen, you had enough to win because we didn't score enough, and that wasn't because they played great defense. We was missing some
Y'all,
open
y'all,
shots.
y'all are never gonna beat this team with just Tatum. I'm sorry,
You're
bro.
right. You're right about that. Exactly. That's why we need more offense. What are you talking about? They didn't play great defense. They
That's
didn't.
why it's gonna be a sweep. That's
Okay.
why I'm calling sweep because y'all
So
don't have
Tim,
enough offense.
so Timber Walker shows up and makes his shot. If Timber Walker legit makes his shots, we're winning that game. Simple as that.
Man, that is all hypothetical.
It's not hypothetical. It's
What
fact.
if James Harden dropped 40? What if James
I
Harden and
mean,
KD
good,
both dropped 40? Then
but
what?
how he could have got 40 if the Boston Celtics had a great defensive game plan against them?
I'm just saying what? I'm just saying what if they decide I'm gonna go out here
I
and
mean,
get 40?
listen. I'm talking about. We talking about all. Listen, we talking about Boston Celtics missing open shots. Simple as that. We're
Boston
missing open
Boston
shots.
Boston can't beat Brooklyn, bro. I'm telling you, they don't have
It's
they
not.
don't have
It's not okay. You're right, but
they can't win a game.
okay. Yeah, you can't. We can't win a game. That's this cap because
Okay.
clearly that's cap.
All right. I'm gonna keep on laughing at you. Don't worry. I'm just gonna sit back and keep laughing because I already know what's gonna happen.
You keep laughing, but like they only score 104 points. They're the best offense in the NBA, right?
That's all they need. That's all they got to score against these
I
niggas.
hold up. That's not true. If they're a
Yeah, it
bad
is.
defensive team, that's not true.
Y'all can put all the defense y'all want. Y'all don't have enough scoring. Y'all don't. Y'all scoring is limited. And now True the King fell out because he was capping. Not surprised. What's good, Hitman X? What's good, bad boys? Hey, Hitman. I seen your video. I seen Hitman celebrating the other day. I mean today.
Man, listen, you can't sell pair. You can't sell pair. First of all, you can't.
Hey,
First of all, you ain't. Hold up. So scoring 104 points is acceptable now. That's what we're doing. That's
hey,
what we're doing
all I know is this: y'all ain't gonna get one game on this team, not one.
now. Okay. I think
And
we can get two.
no, that's
Well,
cat.
I think we can get two. I mean, here's the thing. The problem is this too, though. They gave us 2 days, right? It been what 3 days? We played Tuesday. Last time we played was Saturday, right?
I believe it was. Yeah, it was Saturday. I think. Uh huh.
Sunday, Monday. They gave us 2 days prepared to
Hmm.
prepare and game plans on what they're going to do. We already know what the Brooklyn going to do. They're not going to make no adjustments like that. They're really not going to make no adjustments. And you could tell
What?
they really they're not going to make adjustments. They really ain't really make adjustments like that. Really, they just forced somebody else besides Jason Tatum to beat them, and that's how they won. That's what their whole really game plan was the whole time. Really was force some Kemba Walker to beat them. That's basically what they game plan. They really didn't like, you know what I mean? So when Kemba was stop hitting shots, he was getting on, he was hitting early. But let me see, Lakers. Let me see, Lakers. Y'all average, y'all average 109 points a game.
And we scored less than that, I think. But
We y'all
wait.
average, y'all average,
Who's
y'all
celebrating?
average 109. Y'all average
Hitman,
109 points a game, right? So you
Hitman.
trying to tell me? So you trying to tell me 100? Today's era scoring 104 points is acceptable. That's how you gonna win games. Because come on now, we're not doing that. We ain't
Man,
doing that.
man, I'm gonna just sit back. I ain't gotta go. I ain't gotta argue with you. I'm gonna just sit back and look. That's
But
all I'm
you
gonna
ain't
do.
watched the game. But you ain't watched the game.
I ain't gotta watch the game. I ain't
You
gotta
ain't
watch.
gonna watch
I
the game.
ain't gotta watch nothing. I'm gonna do is sit back. I'm gonna do is sit back and just keep watching.
Okay.
I ain't gotta go chopping off at the mouth. I'm just sit back
You
and
is
look at
chopping out
what's
the mouth.
happening.
What
I
you
ain't.
mean? Look
And
what
look,
happened.
and look, Trudy
You a
King.
highlight. You a highlight.
And
Highlight
look,
real.
Trudy King. I can care less about the Celtics, dude. I'm not even a fan of that
That's
team.
cool. Hey,
I can care
but
less.
don't speak on my team. You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm saying,
I can care less about the whack ass Celtics.
well, man. Hey, that's
I can
cool.
care less.
That's cool.
Shaq better than Bill Russell. That's a fact.
That's cap.
I I'll take
Now
I'll
I got
take
it.
Shaq.
That's cap.
I'll
That's
take
cap.
Shaq over Bill Russell. Shaq would
You a
dunk on Bill Russell.
you a
Shaq
liar.
prime Shaq
Okay,
with prime Shaq. What you smoking?
Shaq can dunk on anybody. Okay,
Man,
good point.
prime Shaq would abuse Bill Russell.
That's cap.
Abuse that nigga. No, it ain't
That's
cap.
cap. That's
That's
cap,
not
boy.
cap. A prime Shaq, Orlando Shaq. You saying
You
right
talking
now
about?
Orlando? You saying
You talking
Orlando
about?
Shaq? You talking
You,
about Orlando Shaq would not abuse Bill Russell? Yeah, okay.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You
okay.
wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Man, Shaq would dominate that
Dude,
dude
I'm gonna be
straight in the
real.
post.
If you don't know anything
Man,
about Bill Russell here,
Bill
you be
ain't never
talking.
guarded. Bill never guarded a guy like Shaq. Never.
Guarded Wilt
At no
Chamberlain.
point.
What are you talking? He guarded
Wilt
Wilt
Chamberlain ain't.
Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain ain't 400 pounds, 7'3".
When
Wilt
was Shaq
Chamberlain ain't.
ever? When was Shaq
Wilt,
ever 400 pounds?
Wilt Chamberlain
When was
ain't
Shaq?
built like. No, we're not comparing Shaq to Wilt Chamberlain. No,
Ask me this question. When was
no, we're
Shaq
not doing
ever
that.
400? You just capped. You just first of all, when was Shaq ever 400 pounds? He was never 400 pounds. Come on,
Bro,
stop.
you understand what I'm saying though, True. You understand
I
what I'm
understand what you're
saying.
saying, but listen,
Shaq is way bigger. Shaq is way bigger than Wilt, size
no, he's
wise.
not. He's really
I
not.
ain't
Hey,
saying no, no. Listen to the
hey,
He's really
context.
not.
hey,
Hold on,
hey, hold on.
DJ. You got to DJ. Do not come in like that. Do not come in
Hold
like
on.
that.
Go, Mike, because you just running. Cause
True the King. I didn't say height wise. I'm saying the weight wise, the stature wise, the girth wise. Shaq has more weight to him more weight than Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain was way smaller as far as the weight around. You think
okay.
Wilt finna guard Shaq? Man, stop that.
Do
Stop that,
you
bro.
realize? Hold up. Do you realize that Wilt bench more than Shaq?
That don't mean shit. Nobody can guard Shaq one on one.
Hold on. That means he's strong
Because
as
you
shit.
bench
Oh,
because you
Lord.
that don't mean shit.
That means he's
That was
strong
terrible
as shit. That
analogy.
means he's strong as
That was
shit.
terrible. Go ahead,
Y'all just
DJ.
funny.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on,
Go
Y'all
ahead.
just funny.
Go, Mike. Go. Have you ever seen pictures of Wilt Chamberlain? How big he was? You see his biceps.
Trudy King. That was the worst terminology I've
Hold
ever
on.
heard in my
Matter of
life.
fact, not no terminology because you sound pretty held up. Have you? First of all, there's
That was
pictures of him. All right, you
I've
gonna keep cutting me
never
off? You gonna keep
I've
cutting me
never
off?
heard of nothing like that in my entire life. Like for you know what? I'm gonna expose that right now. I'm gonna expose that right now.
Go. As a matter of fact,
Hitman X can bench more than me, but he ain't stronger than me. Hitman ain't stronger than me, but he bench more than me. What we talking
What
about?
do you barely could back Hitman down? You was shooting all
I didn't
jumpers.
try, bro. I was playing around with Hitman. I could take him to
All
the
that,
basket if I
okay,
want
but
to.
all
I was
that being
playing with
said,
him.
okay, well I don't know that because
I
you.
was playing with
So
them. I
well,
was
that's a
playing with
bad
that dude.
example. Well, that's a bad example then because you shot all
Okay,
jumpers in.
I'm
So
gonna
we're
give you
not
another
gonna talk
example
about that.
then. I'm gonna
So
give
we're
you
not
another
gonna
example.
talk about that then
I'm gonna
because
give you another. I'm gonna give you another one.
you used it.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you another example. I was at 24 Fitness. There was a ball dude. There was a ball dude that benches way more than I do. And guess what? He couldn't move me at all. So
I
just
can't
because
speak
you
for that.
bench, just
I
because
can't
you
speak for
bench,
that.
you wasn't there. Just because you
I
can bench
couldn't.
more than
I
something.
can't speak.
True to King. Just because you can bench more than hey y'all, press one in the chat, brother Omar. Salute my brother. Press one in the chat if True to King is saying some truth because that is cap. Just because you
Hold on.
bench more than somebody, hold on. I'm letting everybody know. This nigga True to King just said because somebody bench more than you weight, they stronger than you. That's a
Hold up.
goddamn cap.
Hold up though.
Cap.
You got like I said before. You're not listening to everything I said and everything I just said.
Look at
That's a part of
Hitman.
it.
Him and said, huh?
First of
Exactly,
all,
Hitman. Exactly.
first of all, first of all, first of all, you don't. First of all, you gotta do your research when you're talking about Wilt Chamberlain for one. Because Wilt Chamberlain was strong as shit for one.
Being
Like
strong
it
don't
was.
mean
It was.
shit. Being strong don't mean
Hold up.
shit.
It was a hold up. That's cool. But you just sit there and said, but how if he's strong? How is Shaq gonna dominate him if he's strong?
Be,
What are you talking about?
bro, being strong don't mean nothing.
I'm saying Ben Wallace was holding his own. And he's 6'8",
Ben Wallace,
1-1.
Ben Wallace had help. It wasn't just Ben Wallace one on one.
No, it was plenty. No, there's plenty
No,
of film of him guarding him one on
Ben
one.
Wallace had a whole
Dude,
bro.
all right, man. I see you, Kwame. I see.
Played
Hold on,
defense.
don't come
That
in.
whole
Can you?
team played defense. It wasn't
We
one
hear
on
you
one.
talk. Listen, I know this is your platform, but you
It
ain't gonna come
wasn't
in every time and say important.
True to King. We can't sit here and lie and say Ben Wallace
No,
guarded Shaq.
but
We
you ain't gonna
can't.
cut me.
True to
All right, you
King.
gonna keep
True to
cutting me
King.
off. You cut me off.
I'm trying to talk to you respectfully. I'm trying
But
to be
you keep cutting me
respectful.
off.
But yet you're sitting here capping. You're acting like Ben Wallace was taking Shaq
Yeah.
one on one. He was
Hey,
not.
DJs, he cut me off every time I'm
True to
making
King,
a point. He cut
just
me off.
go. True to King, just go. I don't want to
Cause I,
take it to the extreme. I don't want to take that extreme with you.
because you keep cutting me off. Like, why you keep cutting me?
You're True to King. I'm
How?
not gonna
Hold
True
on.
to King.
Hold on.
True to King. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not. I'm not trying to go there, dude. You're sitting here acting like Ben Wallace was checking Shaq one on one. He was not. That whole team played defense. The whole starting lineup played defense. It wasn't just
Hold on.
Bill.
That's
I mean
cool.
not Bill. What's the name? Wallace.
So let's answer this question. So you're not gonna find no film out there or no video of Ben Wallace going Shaq 1-on-1.
They
there's no
played
film out
team. They
there.
played
Yep.
team
All right.
defense.
Oh, four
They
games
hold. They
distance.
We're
hold.
gonna leave it there. Go on,
Man,
we're gonna leave
stop
it there.
that.
We're gonna leave
And
it
he
there
shut
because
down. And he shut down
Man,
for
stop.
one
Man,
more.
stop that.
we're gonna leave. Go,
If
we're
he
gonna leave
shut
it
him
there.
down, if he
Go,
shut him
Mike.
down, why did Shaq average over 20 then? Why did Shaq get over 20
Hold
over
on. No,
20
that's not
points?
my question. That's not
If he
my
shut
question. I
Shaq
said
down, if he shut
that's.
Shaq down, like y'all saying, why did Shaq get over 20?
Dude, I didn't say he shut him down. I said he was holding his own one on. All right, man.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm
Talk
done. Go
for it,
ahead.
man. Because like you didn't answer the question, so we gonna move on with that. But going
Go
back
ahead
to
and go ahead and talk. I'm done.
going back to Wilt Chamberlain, you better do your research how strong Wilt Chamberlain was. Like you have to go and do your research how strong Wilt Chamberlain was. Matter of fact, right? There's
That's the worst terminology. That
it's
terminology is
not.
trash.
Go do
Trash.
your research. Hold up.
Just because he's stronger than somebody. So
Listen, but
basically, you're saying basically, if you're stronger than somebody, they can't back you down. Is that what I'm
I didn't
hearing?
say that. I didn't
Is that
say
what I'm
that's what you
hearing?
said. That's
Yeah.
what you said.
So you're basically saying if somebody's stronger than me, I can't take them in the post, back them down, get to the basket, and get an easy layup. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm just wondering. Is that what I'm hearing? That don't
That
make
what you
any
that,
sense.
hold
I'll
up.
back
I
down.
kind
I'll play
all
against
right.
guys that's stronger than my whole life. I'll play against guys way stronger than me, and I still take them in the post on the block. And that's facts. Just because somebody's stronger than you, that don't mean they got good defense.
That what you
What
said
are we
though.
talking about?
Hold on. Isn't that what you said? Hold on. hold up. The whole thing you just sit there and said that Shaq will overpower Bill Russell, but that's so what that's what you said. You going off of strength
Bro,
and
bro,
beginning to argue.
Shaq got a jump hook as well. Shaq got a jump hook as well. He also got a jump hook. He ain't just going to no basket. Shaq got a jump hook. Shaq got a spin move. Shaq got all this shit.
That man
Shaq has other moves. Shaq has scored outside the paint. I ain't saying far from the
that man got like less than 10 moves. Don't do that, man.
bro. He has at least 5 moves he go to. He got a jump hook. He got the spin move. He's got the slow footed up under elbow, knock out the way, dunk. He got all this shit, man.
And Bill Russell, all that being said, Bill Russell is still better.
Bill Russell, I guarantee you, would not want to guard Shaq for an entire
He
series.
guarded Wilt Chamberlain. He guarded a dude that averaged 50 points a game. What are you
Who
talking
did Wilt guard? Who did Wilt guard? Explain to me. Who did he guard?
I'm talking about Bill Russell guarded Wilt. Who are you talking? Bill can guard anyone.
Okay. Bill and Wilt is both. Bill and Wilt is both not Shaq.
Yep.
I didn't say they was Shaq. But here's the thing, like you talk Bill is better than like dog. First of all, like I said, you don't watch you don't do your due diligence research at doing them times, so I don't expect you to know this.
What? Who's on Wilt's team? Who's on Wilt's team? I want to know who's on Wilt's team.
Let me. No, you don't know. Listen, I'm not. Listen. You can't. Don't ask me that question.
Who's on True the King?
You tell me.
True the King. You forget. True the King. You forget True the King. Shaq had a better squad, so there's no way. There's no way Wilson to guard Shaq when Shaq has all that talent around him. It's not happening. Not happening. Wilt's team was nowhere near the caliber of Shaq's. Both squads, Orlando and the Lakers. Those two teams, bro. Those two teams would have destroyed Wilt. You got Kobe. Okay, I'm gonna go to LA first. You got Lamar Odom. You got Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher, Robert Horry. You got Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. Man, come on, man. Wilt would want no smoke with that, bro. Wilt want no smoke.
Are you tell me when you're done?
Wilt played against Bill Russell. Bill Russell, who didn't who on Bill Russell's team, who on Bill's team had a guy like Penny Hardaway, or a guy like Kobe Bryant, or a guy like Derek Fisher. Man, come on, man.
Are you trolling you dead serious? Are you trolling you dead serious?
Bro, I just asked you who's on Wilt.
I just want to know.
True the King. I am trying my best so hard to not take it to this level with you. And you're dragging me. You're dragging me. True. Stop. I can't talk to you, bro. I can't talk to you, bro. I can't,
no, because this is a debate. This is. I'm really about to cook you. I just want to let you know what you're doing. I'm gonna cook you.
True the King, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You're gonna drag me to a level that I don't want to get to. I don't want to have to get to.
It's really not that deep.
Because you're sitting here saying I'm trolling, and I've asked you time and time again, who was on Wilt's team?
So you're not letting me talk. So that's why I keep saying it. Because you're not letting me talk. Like you, how you going to
okay. Explain to me who will. Okay, so if you're gonna talk, explain to me who was on Wilt's team, and we're gonna compare the two teams, and I'll tell you who's gonna be who. That's all I want to know.
First of all, this is my problem, though. This is the problem with the argument, right?
You talking 1-on-1. I ain't talking 1-on-1.
Okay, you're not trolling. I'm okay, fine, that's fine, right? But this is what I'm going to say. You don't know anything about that era of basketball, so I don't know why you keep trying to act like you do. No, you don't.
True the King. I'm not comparing man to man. We gotta compare the teams.
I'm talking about that era. Hold up. You don't.
We gotta compare the teams. Who was on Wilt's team? Who was on Wilt's team? I just want to know who's on this team.
I'm talking about that same team that almost won 70 games.
Who was on? No. Answer the question. Who was on Wilt's team?
Jerry West. What are you talking about?
Is Jerry West better than Kobe?
Is Jerry West better than Kobe? You can argue that.
Is he better than Kobe?
You can argue that.
How many MVPs does Jerry West got? How many he got? MVPs.
He don't got none.
Okay. How many first team defense? How many first team defense does he got?
I got a couple, matter of fact. Got a couple. Let me double check. Got a
But
couple, matter of fact.
you don't got more than Kobe. Guarantee you that.
Well, we got to put this in context too, though.
Who got more rings?
Hold up, because you said
Mm.
something about the. I mean, if you're doing ring counting, don't. That's. You already eat yourself right there when you start doing ring counting.
Jay West got how many rings? 0.
Hold up. The all defensive team. Hold up. When was first all defensive team? 1968 or not? Hold on.
Kobe Bryant gonna blow his ass out.
I mean, that's cool. That's your listen. I think Kobe better than Jerry West also, but I mean, that's you. I can argue Jerry West better than Kobe though. I
Jay West
could.
ain't got no defense. Jay West has no
That's not.
defense.
That's not true.
Jerry West's defense is nowhere near Kobe's. It's not even close.
You don't even know that, though, Mike.
Jerry West ain't 6'6". Jerry West ain't 6'6". He played defense.
Well, he's 6'5", 6'4".
He's 6'5", and guess what? I guarantee you Kobe Bryant is more athletic than Jerry West. It's not even close.
I give you that.
And on top of that, Kobe Bryant is one of the most feared players in the NBA over Jerry West.
You don't even know that though.
You ask Jerry West this question. Go ask Jerry West who better, him or Kobe.
No, okay. Well, hold up. No. Well, we're gonna ask this question since you going on that bag of ask Jerry West. Well, last time I checked, Jerry West said that Bill Russell was the greatest basketball player ever. So
Bill Russell
wouldn't be going that bag.
Bill Russell ain't played nobody like Shaq, Kobe, and Lamar Odom and shit.
That's not true. That's not even true.
Okay. Name me a team that Bill Russell played that was like these teams in today's era. And I'll wait.
What you mean? He beat the Lakers. They had.
They did Shaq though. That's what we need to know.
I said this era.
Completely in this era.
I said this era.
Are you serious right now?
Who was that? Who was the Allen Iverson? Who was the Allen Iverson? Who was the Carmelo Anthony? Who was the KD? Who was the Russ? I just want to know.
You don't know though. That's the funny thing about it.
Kobe Bryant played against athletic. You know what? True the King. He's 6'3". Kobe Bryant is 6'6". Kobe Bryant's length is worth more than Jay West's length. It's a fact. Even the wingspan is way different. Kobe Bryant had more wingspan. He was taller, more athletic, and also Kobe Bryant can do it all. He can do everything if he wants to. He can go out there and get you 10 assists if he really wanted to. He can go out there and get you 40 points, 10 boards.
Here's the thing, though, Mike. You're an own Laker fan, disrespecting your team like that. That's kind of crazy.
Wilt Chamberlain ain't better than Kareem.
That's cool, but you don't name me. But you can't name me 5 people on that roster when the Lakers won the championship with Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain.
Jerry West been in how many finals? 9, and won none. How do you go with 9 finals and win none?
He won a championship. He won one championship.
He won one chip. Wait, that's terrible. You go to 9 finals, you win 1? Man, come on. Come on, Jerry West.
Hold up. So you supposed to be a real Laker fan, but you ish on the guy that helped y'all be relevant.
Jerry West is not in my top 10 for as Laker greats.
All right, we're not doing this.
I give you my top 10 right now. I give my top 10 Laker greats right now. Didn't Wilt play for the Lakers?
No.
Okay, let me put the list up. I gotta put the list up.
Again. Say what you said.
I said, didn't Wilt play for the Lakers?
Yes, and so you already described myself as a Laker fan.
I'm gonna give, bro. That's before my dude. That's before, bro. I was not.
What you mean? What you mean? Hold on. True the King. No,
True the King. I don't want to do it. True the King.
You keep saying that before your time, shit, man. You can't talk.
True the King, bro. Can you please stop where you at, please?
This is why I have a problem with you saying.
Oh my God, True the King. You're gonna drop me a way that I don't want to get to. Please,
okay,
bro.
Mike.
Let me name my top 10 Laker greats. I got Wilt Chamberlain, 1. 2, I got Shaq. 3, I got Kareem. 4, I got Kobe. 5, I got Magic Johnson. 6, I'll take James Worthy. 7, what's that boy name? I forgot his name. Damn. 7, damn, what the nigga name is? Shit. I got stuck in the mud right there. Fuck. Oh, Hitman next with the step back jumper. I see you,
But here's
Hitman.
a problem. Here's a problem with this, right? Here's a problem with y'all stuff. But that, okay, it is before my time too. But I did my research though, so it's not
Trudy,
my fault that it's not
Trudy
my fault
King,
that it's not my fault. I
Trudy
know the
King,
game,
you, Trudy
the history of
King,
the
Trudy
game.
King, Trudy King. I'm gonna say this right now. You is right. Jerry West is in top 10 Laker greats. He's top
But
10.
hold up, this is not going. I'm not attacking when I say this, but when I say that before your time is an argument so flawed because I don't want you to hear you when 10, 30 years from now, right? And when somebody say, oh, Kobe and Shaq are not top 10 Lakers because that's before their time. You're not going to hear that, right or wrong.
If somebody say that shit, I'm smack their ass
Okay,
straight
but you
up.
just said, hold up, what you just said is that's before my time. If somebody use that same angle 30, 20 years from now, what's the difference?
Oh, what?
They say before my time because they didn't see Kobe.
What did Hitman just say? He said I
I
wasn't.
wasn't Kobe. No,
What
I'm
are you
just
talking
saying
about?
though. No, my fault. But yeah, I read it wrong. But yeah, but I'm just saying though, go, man, you can't use that before my time because, like I said, if somebody leaves like a Kobe or Shaq, is right outside the top 10 Lakers, whatever case, maybe 30 years from now, right? You know what I mean? They didn't say them play. Same thing what you're saying, right? So what's the difference?
The best
Like I
two
said,
Lakers, the best two Lakers all time is Wilt and Kareem.
no, that's not true.
Yeah. What?
Yo,
Who
That's
better
not
than
Smooth.
that,
who's
that's
better than
not what
Wilt?
I'm trying.
Who's better than Wilt
That's
and
not
Kareem?
you just disrespect the whole
I
Kobe Bryant
I'm
like that.
I'm
You
a,
disrespect
I'm
the
gonna
Kobe.
ask. No. Wait. How many years
You
did
talking
Wilt
about
play for the Lakers?
hold on. You
I'm
said
not,
hold on.
let me ask this real
No,
quick.
I,
How
I
many
understand
years?
what you're saying.
How many years did Wilt play for the Lakers?
Um, shit, like
I could be wrong
seven.
by saying
Let's
this
see. He
shit.
played. Let's see. He played with the Philadelphia Warriors.
He
Is
played. Hold up. No, he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He played 5 years.
5 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
so True the
I was
King,
thinking of 5.
because of True the King, what's wrong with me
What you
having
basing?
Wilt and Kareem?
What are you? Hold up. What are you basing off of? Because now, hold up. Let me finish.
What?
Are you going off?
Okay,
Hold up. Are you? No, hold up. Are you going off of who the best player to put on a Laker jersey, or who the best Laker? Period. 'Cause those are two different things.
I'm going off a few things. Okay, let me start with Kareem first.
You going off what you did. Hold on. You going off
Let
of what
me
you did
let me go
off a
on.
Laker jersey?
Let me explain to you what I'm going off of. Let me explain what I'm going off of. Kareem has 6 MVPs, right?
No.
Six
But
M.
hold up. But
Uh huh.
when you say the best Laker, you gotta go off what they did as a Laker.
I said top.
You can't add anything. You can't add anything else because
I
he won
said top.
MVP.
Hold on. Let me address
He
Hitman in
won.
the chat. Hitman. I said top 2. I didn't say Shaq wasn't up there. Shaq's top 3 for me,
Yeah,
easily.
because what he did in the Lakers not his
But
whole
You
I'm
career.
just
didn't hear
saying.
yourself.
I'm just
You said
saying.
Shaq was better than
How did
Wilt, but
I,
Wilt was number one.
bro? I said, bro. I was talking about playing defense. I wasn't talking about being better than who. I didn't say Shaq better than Will. I didn't say Will better than Shaq. I'm saying Hitman X. You on cap lock? Hitman. Come on the panel and stop being a chat warrior because your ass is capping. I never said that Shaq better than
Hey, yo,
Will. I never
Hitman.
said that shit. Rewind the
Right,
tape,
but
y'all. I never
right,
said Wilt was better or Shaq was better than him. I'm saying Kareem. I got Kareem, Wilt, and Shaq as the top 3 best Lakers all time. For the fact Kareem got 6 MVPs. Kareem got 6 championships. Kareem has arguably he's arguably like a what top 3 scorer all time. Am I wrong on that?
right, but you're based on his whole career. He didn't win 6 MVPs and 6 championships with the Lakers. He won a championship. One of the championships he won was when he was on Milwaukee. You're naming his whole career. We're talking about what did they did as a
Yeah.
on
What
that
did
Laker.
they did as a
What did he
Laker?
do on a Laker uniform?
The
Okay,
best
okay,
Laker
okay. So
is Kobe
okay.
Bryant.
So bro, Kobe Bryant is not the best Laker. The best Laker is Kareem.
No, Kobe Bryant, homie.
It's
There's,
out of Kareem. bro.
I say
Magic
Magic.
Magic did
I say
more.
Magic Johnson. First was Magic
Magic
Johnson.
Johnson did.
Yeah, I
Magic
say
Johnson did.
Magic.
Magic did more for the Lakers than Kobe. For the fact
Hold on, I'm
Magic
gonna tell you.
Johnson did way more.
No,
It's not even
no,
I'm
close.
no, 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 no.
He
Magic
Magic
bro.
did
Johnson.
way.
Magic Johnson was a cheater, fool. He got caught cheating. That's why
when
he
What
he
you
got
got
put
mean?
caught
out
cheating.
the
When he
league.
got
Explain that,
caught
Big
When he
cheating.
Who.
When
got
Magic Johnson
cheated.
got
Explain
caught
that.
cheating.
Hold on, Big Who. I need you to go on. I need you to go on the big screen and explain that.
Magic Johnson was a cheater, fool. He got caught shaving points and betting on games and shit. That's why he got put out the league. That nigga didn't have no HIV. They just told him to say that shit. That's why he went out the league for a minute and came back. That fool got caught cheating.
Where you
Fact.
from, Big Who?
So hold
Where you
on.
from, Big
So he,
Who?
I'm
Wait,
from
Where you
Los
so
from, Big?
Angeles, California.
Okay, so how'd you find that out, Big Who?
I found it out because I found it out. And go listen to
where
it's,
did you
you know
find
Dick
it out?
Gregory. There's a fool named Dick Gregory. He talks about it too. Go look it up with Dick Gregory.
man, look at it. Hey man, that's all speculation. We don't really know.
I mean,
I mean, at the end of the
yeah.
day, 'cause I'm not getting that bag. But all that being said, that even
We
that
don't
even
wait.
the fact.
Listen.
Well,
We don't know. We don't know. Listen
right,
to what
we
I'm
don't
saying
know.
to you.
Right,
Magic
we don't
Johnson,
know.
Magic Johnson and Easy E had the same type of money, right?
Right.
So how all of a sudden they could cure Magic Johnson, but they couldn't cure Easy E?
I might. Well, hey. Well, did he have the same money as Magic Johnson? Because Magic Johnson make a lot of money.
He had more money than Magic Johnson.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'm not. Listen, if I go look at it, I'm not gonna be surprised. But here's the thing, though, right? I don't know. Like us always speculate. All that being said, let's say even you were right, right? Let's say you're right. Hey, it could be true, whatever case may be. At the end of the day, all that being said, Magic Johnson is still the best Laker of all time. It doesn't. I don't care what. All that being said, he's still the best Laker of all time.
Yeah, I respect your opinion, but to me,
Yeah.
Kobe is the best Laker of all time.
Yeah,
But I
even though that
respect your
Kobe,
opinion.
he's played the most years as a Laker.
Yeah,
That's true. But I mean, when it comes, with Magic Johnson, when he first got on the Lakers jersey, though, he put in that work, won a
Mhm.
championship. And I mean,
Yeah,
they was.
but he was already a Finals MVP as a rookie.
I mean, he putting that work in. I mean, Kobe putting that work in too. That's why Kobe. If I had to say, I say
So
Kobe
he put in that work in early.
third. You can argue second.
Hmm.
but yeah, I respect everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, downplay what y'all saying or nothing, but that's just what I've known about the situation. Like, wait, hold up. But to me, Kobe is the best Laker, and I don't even like the Lakers.
No, they said, but but I mean, you don't like the Lakers.
No, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Clipper fan.
Oh,
You're a Clipper fan. Why make? Hold on, I know you. You
Hold
from
on,
LA, right?
okay.
time out. Big
No, I'm
Who,
gonna ask you a question.
you
No, I'm gonna ask you a
disqualified. Big Who,
No,
Big
I'm
Who, you were disqualified.
Wait.
Disqualification.
Why am I
Hold up.
disqualified?
You disqualified.
Go, Mike. Hold on.
You disqualified. What you just said, you disqualified.
No, go, Mike. I'm gonna ask you, like, so you grew up as a Clipper fan.
Right.
Like, what made you become I know there's a core fan base in LA that are Clipper fans.
Yeah, cause
What made
Right.
you what made you a Clipper? Like, what made you a Clipper fan?
What made me a Clipper fan is I grew up in Watts, California. I'm from Watts. But me being from Watts, I didn't go to Inglewood or, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't cool with no Inglewood niggas. I was going to West LA, on the west side of LA where USC played, where the sports arena was, where the Rose Garden was, where, you know what I'm saying, the movies was over there, you know what I'm saying? I'm original from the sports arena when they was having all the concerts, when Immature was singing and shit, and they were doing their concerts at the sports arena. And the Clippers were supporting that shit and all that shit. I'm from that era, that's why.
And now where the From was at in Inglewood. Yeah.
The Forum was in Inglewood, you know what I'm saying?
You disqualified, Big Who.
Really,
You
Laker fans are
disqualified.
really from Inglewood, my nigga. Like,
You
Inglewood
disqualified,
in LA
dude.
was really like
chill out,
separated.
Mike. Nobody asked you why you a Laker fan. You from the Dallas area.
I'm a Laker fan. I'll tell
Why
you
you no
why.
Dallas Mavericks fan?
I'll tell you why, Trudy King.
Why you no
Trudy
Dallas
King,
Mavericks
I'm gonna
fan?
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. When I first came out, my grandparents were Laker fans from the '70s and the '60s and all that shit. My parents were Laker fans from the '80s, all the '80s and all the '90s. I just kind of fell in line of the Laker vibe shit. So that's why I'm a Lakers fan. I'm following in the steps of my parents, my grandparents.
Are you
You
still
see,
disrespecting the 60s? You damn disrespectful, bro, Mike. Oh my God, man.
I said my grandparents. I said my grandparents were Laker fans in the '60s and the '70s.
That's what I'm
In
saying.
the
You be
'80s,
disrespecting the 60s,
huh?
70s, man. You be disrespecting the 60s and 70s, man.
Bro. I'm just telling you why I'm a Lakers fan because I'm
No,
following the
no,
footsteps,
you're right.
huh?
Yeah, I agree with you. Right, I'm listening. I believe.
When I'm just saying like I'm following the footsteps of my grandparents and my parents who were big time Laker fans for years, way before I even came out. My grandparents were Laker fans in the '60s and the '70s. They could tell you all about Magic and Kareem and all this shit. I wasn't born at that time. And then my parents were Laker fans in the whole '80s and the whole '90s, so they got to see all these guys play. But I came late '90s, so I didn't get to see a lot of the Laker greats like Kareem and Magic and all that shit. I didn't see that, you know. But that's why I'm a Lakers fan, True the King. I'm following in the footsteps because I want to make them proud, you know. I want to make them feel like, you know, I'm really trying to do everything I can to make them smile because I cannot be a fan of a whole nother team when my whole family history is Lakers.
You
My
know what
whole
I'm saying?
family history is Lakers.
Hey,
Nah,
well,
you
I mean,
you gotta be
I
your
feel you though,
what your
but
family is what you like.
I mean, I feel you though, but at the same time, like,
My
I got
family history
people.
is Lakers though, y'all. My whole
I mean,
family history is Lakers.
hey, listen, my dad's a Lakers fan. I got multiple Lakers fans in my family. You know what I mean? I'm a Boston Celtics fan. You know what I mean? It's only like maybe like a couple other people
Trudy,
Boston fans in my family.
True the King. If I had did like you, I would not eat. I would be outside sleeping, and I would definitely be put out as a kid. As a kid, if you were not a Lakers fan in this house, you was out the house.
You
You
exaggerating,
was
man.
gone out the house,
Hey,
and you're
You
not eating
exaggerating,
nothing.
man. You try to chill out. You exaggerating. I CPS, man.
yo,
I'm a
hey,
big time Lakers fan because you know what? I don't. I want to have my grandparents love me. I don't want them to be like
Hey, listen,
despising me because I'm a
my
fan of
dad,
the team.
listen, my dad's a Laker fan, man. Listen, hey,
Your
I
dad
got
nice
great,
then. Your dad's nice then, True King.
hey,
My
man.
dad ain't nice.
But guess what, though, man? Listen, the funny thing about it is, he almost became a Boston Celtics fan. I mean, he almost
Explain
became a
that.
Boston Celtics.
Explain that, True King. Explain that story.
Well, here's the thing. I'm from Maryland, so he also a fan of the University of Maryland.
Boston.
When 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 Len Bias came out of college, he got drafted to Boston. So being a basketball player that's from Maryland that went to the University of Maryland, he was going to switch to be a Boston fan. But unfortunately, he passed away, so he stuck as a Lakers fan. It was that simple.
Right.
Who passed away,
Boston,
True King?
Boston is one of the great.
Len Bias.
That was your dad or somebody else?
Len Bias passed away. You know who Len Bias is?
I never heard of him. But you see. I didn't watch
What?
basketball like that back then.
Len Bias. Yeah.
You didn't see Doc? You never heard a documentary of Len Bias?
Who did he play for?
University of Maryland. He was the best college player. He was the best player in college.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
He came out of
Somebody,
University of Maryland and he got
he was a
drafted.
beast. I heard he was a beast.
Listen, Jordan made now he won 6 championships if he would played. He was that good.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
know what it is now, True the King. I know what it is now. I was like, Liv Bias. He was a big man, right? He was a big man, right, True the King?
he was a small forward.
Yeah, small forward. So I'm like, yeah, small forward. He was a beast, and everybody said he was better than Michael Jordan and shit. I believe that shit too. I believe that.
We
What did he
learn
pass away
something
from?
new every
How did he
day.
pass away, y'all?
Cocaine overdose. There's a
Ooh,
lot. Yeah, he overdosed before. He overdosed. He got drafted, and shortly after that, he overdosed. Like a couple of days, like a week, something later, something like that. I forgot. But like, it's a lot of speculation on that, on how he overdosed and all that. But still
that's
controversy to
sad.
this day. But he got drafted on a championship ready team in the Boston Celtics. So so he's in a great situation, a great player. I mean, hey man, my Celtics would have won the championship in the '90s. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
If y'all got him, if y'all got Len Bias through the King, y'all done won probably like 4 in a row. Maybe.
Or what do you call that? Cap beating on the Lakers. I mean, shoot, dang, maybe Kobe don't want to win no championship either. God dang.
Hey, through the King. Marcus Spike said they said he also had a bad heart.
I mean, that's what they said, though, man. But I mean, I've heard things that they like it was something in the cocaine or something like that. Listen, it's a lot of speculation. You go look at that story. I mean,
Yeah,
they say they got a bad heart because I mean, you don't over like. Cause they said he even do drugs. Like they know, but nobody even heard of him as even being doing drugs like that. But people know people try stuff. But even that being said, you overdose on one. You know what I mean? It's crazy though. It's a
yeah.
lot.
Back then, that cocaine was very powerful. You got a batch
Yeah.
of that good fresh.
I mean, they said he had a bad. They say he had a bad. I mean, speculation he had a bad batch,
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, people, somebody give him. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean,
he must have got a hold of that shit before they cut it.
I don't know. I mean, it's a documentary. It's a.
Yeah. I seen that shit.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, where Yuri at Catholic? Because I watched it live last night, man. That man Lamont said the same exact shit, and Yuri had nothing to say.
Or the guy,
Hey,
All,
go
I
Mike.
said the same. Hold
you
up.
talking about the
I
guy,
just
you talking about the
Yuri.
guy that has the letter Y in his
Ari.
profile picture?
What's his name? Ari.
Yari of
Yuri.
the
Yeah.
Y.
Yeah,
Yuri?
like why I said the same exact thing Lamont said. I was watching the playback, right? But he didn't have nothing to say.
Well,
He's
I'll tell
getting
you
used
this.
by Ether.
I'll tell you this. A lot of people
I said
a
I
lot of
suggested the
people on
same
the
exact
panel.
thing. I was cooking them.
To the King. I'm gonna break it down right here. A lot of people, it ain't just a Yuri. A lot of people change their arguments once other people come in and say their stuff, even if it's the same thing. Like for example, I was saying one thing, but once Anti came on, I kind of switched it up and said something different. So a lot of people change their argument
Like,
based
well,
on
he
who's
didn't
saying
change.
it.
Right, but he didn't change his argument though. That's what I'm saying. He didn't change his argument.
No, but
He just kept
okay,
quiet.
okay, True the King. For example, if you and Big Who tell me the exact same thing, I might take it from Big Who, but I might not take it from you. Some people are like
But
that, you know what I'm saying?
right, right,
Amir and Lamont are like best buddies. Those two are best buddies. So he could take it from Lamont.
right. But my thing is this though. If I'm saying the exact same thing, and I'm being called somebody, I'm capping, I'm lying. I had to go. The Clippers are a bad executing fourth team, right? I'm giving you facts, right? I don't care who it's coming
I
from.
just told you why, True the King. He
That I
respects
mean,
Lamont more. I just told
I
you
mean,
why. He respects Lamont more.
hey man, I mean, but
Hey,
this is the thing. If I'm seeing the same exact thing, what does it matter?
hey, yo, True the King. A lot of
You still there?
Yeah, we cut up.
What happened to Marcus Spike's mic? His mic went out.
with me, that's what I'm always going to base my shit upon. I'm going to
But
base it upon facts. So if you're talking to somebody that in your mind don't know what's going on, or maybe a little bit younger and stuff like that, and not have the intellect that you have, it's probably best not to even keep on going with this situation, because it's like they're basing it on their opinion or whatever. So it's like, opinion wise, how could you really tell somebody to speak differently? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why with me, And Go Mike can tell you, with me, I don't really do that. I keep the same energy. I say the same thing, and I'm not gonna ever change my story because I'm basing it on what I know for a fact is a fact.
Right.
Right.
Like that's. But here's the thing about the go. My you mentioned the respect. Well, last time I checked, being on these platforms and stuff like that, people respect my opinion. So I mean, hey man, I don't know. I mean, but if like, I forgot my
I
man.
respect you.
I forgot my.
Hey, Trudy King. I
You was there,
respect
no, but
everybody that come on the
you was
panel, man.
there, but you was there though, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I was there.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So like when he said when we were talking about the Clippers, I said everything that was the flaws about the Clippers, right? And when
That
Lamar
was fact.
and then
They
when
were
Lamar
saying that
came in,
even on ESPN,
right,
Trudy King, they were saying the Clippers are the worst fourth quarter team in the NBA.
Dick
That's
right,
Gregory
been
or
out.
Magic Johnson.
right, right. But when Lamar came in here, right, when I watched the playback, he said the same exact thing I said. He had no pushback. He was quiet.
Yep, that is true. That is true.
Dick
America had no
Gregory or
putback,
Magic Johnson.
but that is big facts. Trudy King. Everybody been saying that. If you watch Game
Dick
One,
Gregory or Magic Johnson.
Big Who. One second, my guy. 1 second. Game One. Lakers. Not Lakers. I mean Clippers and Mavs game. The Clippers played way better in the third quarter than they did in the fourth quarter, and it was shown.
Right,
Once the fourth quarter came, the same play in the third quarter you didn't see in the fourth quarter. So
right,
that just proves it right there. I mean, even last year, every playoff game they played last season in the fourth quarter, they play like out of whack, out of sync. Ball's not moving, the shots aren't falling, and it's been shown.
right, man.
E- you know what I'm saying? So that's what. So True King, you was not capping. Just as mirrors of Clippers saying, when you're a fan of a team, you have to be unbiased, and everybody's not unbiased about their team.
Right.
Like me, for example, if you tell me AD is soft, I'm gonna say no, he ain't. And why is that? I'm a Lakers fan. I ain't letting you do that. But go ahead, go ahead, True.
Right, but not even necessarily that though. But even if you talking about my team, right? Like we just had it. Like for example, we were talking about my team earlier on this stream. But if I disagree on something, I'm gonna keep that same manager. I don't care who's saying it.
Right.
If I honestly believe that, I'm gonna keep. What are you talking about?
Listen, this is the thing. And with me, a lot of people don't know this about me or whatever, just because, like, I'm I'm a real big LeBron James fan. But at the same time, and Mike will tell you, I don't cap. Like I don't. If I think that he played horrible or something like that, I'm like, yeah, the nigga could have did better. He could have did better. I'm not that dude. Like no one's perfect. So if I feel as though you play like ass, I'm gonna say, nigga, you play like ass. Is that going to still make me be like you trash now or you? I still feel the same way about you. I just feel as though get your game up, bro. That game you
Right.
played trash.
What's going on?
A lot of people can't. A
What
lot
up?
of people don't do that though.
What's going on, man? When I chimed in, I don't know if the main topic was about who's the better Laker, but I see y'all kind of talking about the Clippers and the Lakers, LeBron or whatever. But let me say this: to piggyback off what the guy just got through commenting on LeBron. I would say this: LeBron has been in the league for a while now, and the playoffs, I think the playoffs, he look at it different than a lot of people. You know, most fans, they have a short-term memory. You know, they have short-term memory, and LeBron, I think he feels out. Everything is like a marathon for him now. He's older, and he's not gonna go out and play every game like it's a game 7. And I do agree with you. He played bad, but I think he's gonna pick and choose when to step it up. And when that time comes to where he can't kick it to that next notch, we're gonna have to be objective about it. Even the people that are big fans of him like me. But until he showed that he can't step it up, I'm gonna have to wait it out and see, because he's lost plenty of game ones in series. You know, he's been down 3-1 before, been down in series. But the biggest thing with the Clippers is it's hard to put a lot of stock in the Clippers because we've seen them fold down 3-1. Like once you've done something like that,
Yeah,
I can't trust you.
twice in the second round.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you gotta look at the history of the player. The history of a player, what the player is known for, what happens when it's time for a player to make it happen. That's how you judge a player. LeBron has been in these situations numerous times in his career, and he found a way to step it up.
That's true.
This ain't nothing new for LeBron.
Yeah. And the biggest thing last year about Kawhi, this was Kawhi. Last year was Kawhi's first year to show that to have the pressure from the start of the season to the end to leading the team, and he failed. Maybe he can change that this year, but I'm not putting no stock into it until I see it. The Toronto situation was not the same situation that he in now. It was not. Expectations were low, and it was a team that had been contending.
I don't think
that helps a whole lot more than a lot of people think.
You say what?
Hey, sorry to cut you off, Sal. I'm sorry to cut you off. Hey, Marcus Spikes, your mic is kind of low, bro.
Huh?
Your mic is kind of low.
Yo, you got dang a toilet door, Mike?
My bad.
Now, let me say this about what y'all talking about earlier. About the greatest Laker ever, I would have to say Magic. And then even aside from being the greatest Laker ever, I know some people will say Kobe, that's fine. But let's look at it like this. Could you take the history of Magic in the 80s out of the timeline of basketball versus the history of Kobe? And which one would you think have a bigger effect on the evolution of basketball?
Magic
What
hands
Magic
down.
done in the 80s? What'd you say now?
Magic hands down, bro. Magic hands
Yeah.
down. Because
Magic
you gotta think. When the time him and Larry Bird got drafted, the NBA was in the dark ages. You know, you had a lot of preeminent players, either retiring, getting hurt, or they had the drugs, the cocaine was rampant in the NBA in the late 70s, right?
Yeah.
And basically, they were on tape delay. A lot of games were on tape delay. A lot of games were basically non-competitive. You even had people talk about parity. The late 70s, when there was nothing but parity. You got 1978, 1979. You look at 1978, the Washington Bullets won the championship. Then they only won like 45 games. And the next year, 1979, Seattle Supersonics won the championship. Downtown Freddie Brown, Dennis Johnson was on that team, Lenny Wilkins, Jack Sikma, if I'm not mistaken. So the NBA was in a bad way. And you got to think, Magic Johnson, he had the charisma, plus he had the game. He basically put the NBA right back on the map, even though the Lakers still had Kareem. Kareem was on his way down, sort of, kind of. That was like Kareem, like in the middle of his prime, and he was about to exit it. And then you had Larry Bird. Yeah, Larry Bird, he revived the Celtics franchise. So when people say, well, Kobe was the greatest Laker, don't get me wrong, Kobe was excellent. Kobe was great. He's top 10 all time. But the impact Magic Johnson had on the game,
it goes beyond the Lakers.
It goes beyond the Lakers. Not only he put the Lakers back on the map, he put them back in contention. He put an entire league back on the map. People overlook that. And then you got to think, 1980 finals, the year I was born, right? He went out there and
was
beat
it
the
Dr. J
76ers.
and Darryl Dawkins in the finals?
Yeah, right. He played center. He played all five positions, and won the championship. That's an instant impact right there. You haven't, nobody You haven't seen that before, and you never saw it again.
Yeah,
That's the kind of impact. That's the kind of impact Magic Johnson had, and people overlook that.
But you know what make it bad because of how diplomatic Magic is. He don't care. He'll say Kobe's the best, and people will be like, "He said he's the best, so he gotta be the best."
Right.
That's just Magic Johnson.
Hey.
But at the same time, though, like if he really talk to him, Magic probably think, listen, man, ain't nobody better than me, man.
Oh, he's saying that behind closed door off rip. I mean, like my man said, like my man said before me, he's being modest. You know, he's Magic. See, Magic's personality, he's not really these boastful type dudes. Say, I'm the best. He's more of a modest personality. If am I right, am I wrong?
He's right.
He's more,
yeah.
He's more of a modest personality. You know, he always smiling, always in a good mood. You know, he doesn't have that prevalent chip on his shoulder, and I think that's why a lot of people, some people, don't have him in the GOAT conversation. Or I think he should be. I think he should be, in my personal opinion. The impact he had on the game, you know, even though he doesn't have that much longevity, what he accomplished and what he meant to the league is like it's off the charts.
I can't really put him in the GOAT conversation because he did really play one side of the ball, but that one side was so impactful, it's ridiculous.
Right.
He didn't play, you know, he was a lengthy defender, but he didn't play too much defense. That's the
right.
But he's still in that GOAT conversation. I mean, for the most part, everybody in my top 10, like, is in that GOAT. I can argue that can be a GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Magic. He right there on the fringe. He gonna stay around the 5 to 8 range, right in there, 4 to 8, somewhere in there for sure.
I got him like right around 4. I got him like 4. I got him at 4. I got him at 4. So, you know, I hold what he accomplished in the league in very high regard, and what he did in the 85 finals and 87 finals, especially 85 finals, to where he bounced back from tragic Johnson in 1984. Hey, that's right there. That right there, and that elevated him.
He could have easily won 6 or 7, but he got hurt in the 90 and the 84 finals.
Right. But here's the thing.
Boston,
Right. Here's the thing, though. For a while, him and Larry Bird were neck and neck, and at one point, Larry Bird was considered the better player. But what I think
in the mid-80s,
but what I think when Magic separated himself from Bird was the 85-87 seasons. Because them two championships he won right there put him, for a lot of people, put him over Bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Bird and Magic, it's so that's so debatable. Especially that, Larry. Because that's the thing, right? I mean, Magic, he had some more championships, but when Larry Bird, he has the 3 MVPs in a row.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
See, you know what?
Nobody's
I forgot about that.
Yeah. In the mid,
only person that else done it was him and Bill Russell.
Now, Bill Russell would have done something like that, but the accolades weren't
Bill
there.
Russell. No,
he did. He had 3 MVPs in a row. He had 3 MVPs in a row.
Hold on, though. What years did Larry Bird? I know he won 3 in a row. Was it 84, 85, 86, or 83, 84, 85?
No, it's 84, 85, 86.
Let me double check.
Them the 3 years.
Yeah, it's 84 to 86.
Because I'm thinking it was like 83, 84, 85 for some reason. But yeah, 86.
No, it was 84.
I forgot about 86.
84, 86. Yep, 84, 86.
Right. Okay, thanks for man, I'm losing my head here, bro. Yeah, but I knew it was 84 to 86. But yeah, him and Magic had a stranglehold on the league in the 80s, man. There ain't no denying that.
Yeah. And the thing about it, even though, it was easier to sell you got to look at it. Going into the 80s, it was easy to sell a prodigy like Magic and Bird versus Kareem, who's one of the greatest players and ranked higher than him, but he's not as sellable as Magic with the flash and the showtime.
But here's the thing. And it's sad when I say this. See, Kareem he's kind of like he was pretty much politically based. He was politically driven.
Yeah.
He was he was
Yeah.
pro
But that
black.
wasn't
He was pro black. But
that wasn't something the media would embrace anyway. I understand when he
Right,
changed his name
right,
to Kareem. I
right. But
understand.
here's the thing though. He was like what's the word I'm looking for, man? He was like antisocial as far as
Yeah,
what the
he
media
wasn't
goes.
as
He was
personable, and he.
right,
It's like him and Magic were polar opposite. You know, Magic is
right,
a people
right,
person. He diplomatic. He get along with
right,
everybody. Kareem just
right,
deal with whoever deals
right.
with him. He's not
But
out here
he
trying to
was
be
mostly
friend
pro.
everybody.
Right, he was mostly pro-black, and I don't
Yeah,
blame him for it. That's why I respect Kareem right now because he marched to the beat of his own drum, and he didn't let the
yeah,
media dictate who he was as a man. You know what I mean? So for
yeah,
that, I totally respect Kareem for that. I hold
yeah,
Kareem in high regard, especially what he's done off the court.
yeah. I
But like I
I agree
said,
with
he
that too,
wasn't media savvy.
but I was just speaking in retrospect to what the league wanted to sell to
Right,
increase
right,
the brand. Magic
right,
and Bird, their rivalry coming from college into the pros was
right.
a great sell for
But
them.
like I said,
Because
Magic had that charisma, and Larry Bird was that down and out. I hate to say it.
he was the great white
With this
hope.
Caucasian, he was the great. Yeah. He was the great white hope from Indiana, and the
Yeah,
league sold that. The league sold that more so than Kareem's aloof personality.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
So that
Shannon Sharp did be calling Luka baby bird. He got to chill out with that shit, man. I ain't gonna hold you. He got to chill out.
wait a minute. Who called Luka Larry? Who called Luka that? Who
Well,
called Luka that?
Shannon Sharp, he be calling baby bird. He got to
No,
stop this.
come on, man.
I mean,
Come on, man. I
Luka's a
like
good
Luka.
young player though, man.
man.
His
I
upside
like
is very
Luka,
high,
man, but
man.
that's jumping the gun, man. That's jumping the gun.
Yeah, that's
It's
disrespectful.
Don't get me wrong. That's jumping the gun, man. I like Luka, but that's
y'all
jumping the
gotta.
gun. But now,
Yeah, and I
now,
love
It's not
check
that
Luka.
this
bad
out.
of an
One of my favorite
assessment
players
though,
in the
man. This
league.
guy is
Now, check this
doing
out.
some.
Now he is
Go
amazing
ahead.
player, but he ain't love the bird though.
where
Nah, no
No,
way.
go Mike.
Yeah, but that's disrespectful though.
But here's the
I'm
thing,
not gonna
though.
say it's
If
really
he's able,
disrespectful though, but he's not like Bird. Bird is a better shooter than him, but he's a point guard. Bird wasn't a point guard, even though he could pass as good as a point guard, but they're
and
not the same
also,
type of players.
Bird was way better passer and a way better defender. That's the main
He
thing.
don't rebounder, man. He do everything better.
And
Rebounder.
he has
Right,
better
rebounder.
IQ. He
Right,
has a better
right,
IQ.
Only
right.
thing
He
Luka
has
do
better
better than
IQ
Bird
than
is him.
Luka.
But they
Luka's a
just
great
looking at the trajectory. What since Bird, who's been a player that's lived up to somewhat the hype? Because this guy is coming to the league. He 25, 8. He 25, 8, 7, and 8 since he hit the league at 20. So he's the next
Right.
best thing since Bird. That's why they making that comparison.
Right.
Not
Right.
that he
but
plays just like Bird.
That's true. But here's the thing about Luka though, right? I think he's like you say, where he at right now is top 10 player in the world, right? But I don't
Yeah.
think I think he got his peak though. Only thing he really can do is basically just help find out just to make other teammates better. At this point, I don't think he get any better as a skill set wise.
Right.
If he
Right.
do,
But the
it'd
thing
be
about it,
amazing.
he the thing about it, he has all the tools, and he's only in his third year,
20,
man. And the
he's
numbers
20, he's 20, he's 22,
Yeah,
right?
he's got
He's
a lot of
22, right?
upside. Yeah,
So he got
he's
a lot of
somewhere around
career ahead
there,
of him.
and he got a lot of time to get smarter.
Right.
And with his experience, he's gonna become a better player. He might not become a better shooter, but he's already a problem. He averaged 28 and 8 in his
See,
third
to
year.
me, the better comparison for Luka, especially with his career where it's going so far, is a younger LeBron to me. Because LeBron, came in the league, he had the all-around game, but he wasn't quite the greatest shooter in the world. He gradually improved that, So
Now
younger
can
LeBron
say-
is more of a comparison to Luka.
The only way they similar is kind of the role they play as far as what you want them to do for your team. But LeBron has always pretty much been a power player. He's not as crafty. He's not a crafty player.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And LeBron's he's a better passer than Luka. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the role they play is playmaking and usage, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah, that's
mean?
what I mean. That's what I mean. Playmaking and like facilitating the offense as far as go. But thing is
Yeah.
though, Luca, he's not quite there yet. As far as see, LeBron was farther along in his career as far as being a playmaker at his age than Luca is now. See, Luca is just
And
learning that.
and Luca's not as athletic, LeBron. Some plays LeBron make just off his physical athleticism.
Yeah,
Luca,
right,
the problem
right.
Luca might have, he might have a short-lived career because he needs to get in the weight room and
Yeah,
put on some muscle,
right.
Yeah,
or
his
he
usage
might
Put on
rate,
some real
take care of
muscle
his
or
health.
something, man.
yeah, his
Yeah.
usage
Yeah,
rate is
right. That's what I'm
insane. It's like
concerned about.
36%. Like, he's like he has a 36% usage rate. Like everything goes through him. Like it's like everything. That like if you take him off that team, like that,
And,
it's
and that
crazy.
and that's
Yeah.
what I'm concerned about. When you mentioned something about his weight, about his health and everything, like early in the season, he didn't look good at all, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you watch
He-
him, he look like he about to get, he limping. It
right,
is,
right,
and
right,
he needs to get in that weight room and bulk up a little bit, in my opinion.
right, right, right. And even last year, like in the bubble, you could tell in some games, especially against the Clippers last year, he wasn't really in shape. He like got tired in the fourth quarter,
Yeah, 'cause
basically.
he was a little bit fat.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like he got tired in some of the fourth quarters last year in the playoffs last year. He got very, very tired some games, and he couldn't really carry the
Yeah.
offense. He couldn't really finish. And like sometimes you see him running down the court, he just going half
That's one of
speed.
the reasons why the motherfucker don't play no defense.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, yeah.
which is an excuse because you don't gotta be super athletic to play defense. I mean, look at Larry Bird. Like Larry Bird led the league in defensive win shares multiple years. I mean, so it's like
Yeah, that's an underrated thing about Bird that a lot of people don't know.
because
In the mid '80s, he was a good defender. Toward the end of his career, of course, not because he had a short lived. He started having injuries about after his 8th, 9th season.
That back injury was very debilitating. The people don't realize that back injury he had. What was it, like the '89 season? That was very debilitating. That was very debilitating. That was very debilitating, man. To the point where it took away some of his craftiness on defense. You notice, like the last couple of years of Larry Bird's career, he didn't play D at all.
Yeah.
He would play the passing lanes, but he was mostly offense, especially like towards the latter part of his career to the time where he played on the Dream Team. You know, that was Larry Bird past his prime. And then that back injury really debilitated, took away a lot of his ability.
But the main reason they compare Luka is because of his upside. They never really want to make that comparison with Dirk because it was optimism like, okay, we got a 7-footer shooting. How long this gonna last? But Dirk made a great career out of it. But Luka came in the league off the jump, 27-7, you know, at 19. So they like, man, this is the next great white hope. So I get why they call it comparing him to Bird. You see what I'm saying?
I get the comparison. I understand why they do it, but if you really like break it down, though, it's not even close. And like Larry Bird impact on the game is like.
I mean, Luka has an impact on the game, bro. It's just, I mean,
he's still learning on the fly. If you ask me, he's still learning on the fly, and he's still young.
And the Boston did put a formidable team around Bird. Now he played with one of the best postmans ever, and one of the best defenders in Dennis Johnson. You know, but at the point guard position. So,
right.
I mean, but that's true though. But he was the best player on them teams though. That's the thing. Like he ain't like when he came in, he was that guy, and he was.
Now you got to remember, he had his finals where he would average 8 points and choked. I mean, a lot of people. You know, a lot of people don't know the history of some of these players in the 80s, but all great players have had their moments. You know, people want to only talk about LeBron failures. All these players, Jordan, Bird, Isaiah, all of them have had their moments.
They have their moments. That's just like I mentioned Tragic Johnson, 1984. You know how bad that was? You know how bad that was?
I read about it.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. You know, like So yeah, you're right. A lot of people are so enamored and so microscope. They put a microscope on LeBron's failures, mostly because of social media nowadays. Man, a lot of exposure that's going on nowadays. See,
But
back
it's
then,
recency bias too, man. I mean, I'm
I know it's
born in
recency bias.
'85, so I wasn't there in real time to live out a lot of this stuff
Right,
that went on in the
right. See,
'80s. I was born in
I'm older
'85.
than you. See,
Yeah,
I'm older than you. I got you by like 5
yeah.
years. But here's the thing: back then, you get a news article, a newspaper, somebody say something there and everything and all that stuff. But everything is so magnified now by social media, by YouTube and everything, Facebook. You know, back then, just imagine if all this shit existed in the '90s. Some of the stuff we would have heard back then, because back
You
then
know
in the
how,
'90s, it was off the hook.
yeah. You know how I knew a lot of things about the '80s?
Two
When I
real
was 6, 7 years old, we used to have book fair, and I buy Magic, Jordan, and all these books, and I read about them in high school. And I
Right,
knew a lot of this stuff before a lot of people knew about
right,
it because I was into sports that much.
right,
Where I was 6,
right.
7, 8 years old, reading about this players, football players, basketball players, when they
You
was
know
in high
what?
school, when they was in college. That's how I knew
You know
about
what?
Bird and Magic robbery. Huh?
Yeah. Hey, remember back when ESPN had some credibility? Way back when the ESPN had some credibility,
20
we
years
had
ago.
we have all these talking heads, these whack
Yeah.
ass talking heads like Stephen A. Smith and all
Yeah, it
these
was just about reporting
clowns.
the news. It wasn't
Right,
about you having these
right,
biased
right.
opinions or shock
Sports
jock
reporter,
takes.
right?
Yeah.
Sports reporters like Mike Lupica, Mitch Albom, shoot, Trudy King. You probably know about this dude, Bob Ryan, Detroit Free Press, Bob Ryan, the Boston Globe. I know you remember
Oh,
that guy.
I know about yeah.
Right. See, he's kind of around now, but he's semi-retired. But a lot of them dudes, they call shit right down the middle, man. You ain't see all these hot takes like you see today. That's why I don't really watch all these First Take and Undisputed and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these arguments be biased, man.
inside the NBA. What was that boy name with Michael Jordan friend? What was that boy, that black man name?
Child Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad, yeah.
You know who Ahmad Rashad is today? A lot of LeBron fans. He was the original Michael Jordan fan. You think about it.
Yeah. So Ahmad
people
Rashad, he didn't have a lot of shock views. He just kind of covered players and what they had going
But I'm
on.
saying, right. But he was close. He had a close relationship with Mike.
Yeah.
So, a lot of
Hey,
stuff
Mike.
he was Shannon Sharp. but Shannon Sharp goes overboard sometimes.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp too
Shannon Sharp
biased
is
with
funny.
LeBron.
But
Yeah.
he's funny with it, but he's somewhat biased, but then again he's somewhat funny with it. You know?
Can you guys
But
see the private chat?
Private chat.
What is it?
Right.
Hold on.
You talking about? Oh, I know you talking about. I think I've seen that before. Like the Magic Johnson.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know that shit. I
That's why I
don't
just
know.
dropped the link in there. You know what I'm saying? The back of what I'm
Listen.
saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying he didn't say that. I ain't saying
we
the
can-
truth.
We can't say you wrong, brother, but you gotta understand there's a lot of stuff that can't be absolutely verified. Even when they talk about Jordan retired, they said he retired because the NBA said all the gambling stuff they forced him to retire. It's a lot of
See,
controversy behind that as well.
You know what?
It could be
I
true,
really
it could
don't
not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people go overboard saying, you know what, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he tired because of gambling. Man, I think some of that is bullshit to me. Because, Jordan retired 2 months after his father passed. So,
Yeah.
that hurt was still fresh in his mind, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
for Mike to be effective, he had to have a right mental state. He had to be in the right mental state to go out there and hoop.
And
But
actually, because I've always been a big study of basketball. I was good at basketball. I always studied players. And even at the
Right.
end of that '93 championship, they had an interview with him. He talked about coming back.
Right.
When they were
Right.
popping the
Right.
champagne, all that day, he said he was
Right.
coming back.
Right. He
And
was coming
then
back.
toward
He
that,
definitely said he
a
was
couple
coming
months
back.
later, he said he retired. I don't know.
He was mentally drained. It's like
Yeah.
he didn't no longer have that motivation, to prove himself to be the
Yeah.
best. But
To
I
three
can
P,
see
that
how.
take a lot out of you mentally,
Jordan,
man. That's a
Right.
lot.
Jordan,
Right.
Jordan always struggled with that. Jordan, it was at a point where when he won 3 in a row, especially when he won 3 in a row, it was like, or even a little bit before that, it's like, hey, man, listen, man, what else can I do? They already called me. Kamar James is him. Like the people already call him the GOAT.
Yeah. He was called to go at this first 3P. Yeah.
Like even a little before that, people was even putting in that conversation. So it's like he had to constantly find motivation to play the game.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and to be honest with you, the
fulfill his
competition.
daddy dream and go play baseball.
Yeah. And
He always played
he looked at
baseball.
it, and you remember he said that he felt like it wasn't no competition for him to come back and challenge him.
Because
He wanted to try something else.
Right, because the teams back then wasn't built. They wasn't wasn't championship.
That wasn't
team
dynasty teams. Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, it was great. It was great players, but if you put the right people around them, they could have compete. Yeah, but I mean, when you have 2 of the top 5 people in the '90s in that first 3P, when Scotty
You got the best coach.
But what
Yeah,
made
but here's what I noticed. Here's what I noticed. Some Michael Jordan fans do. They like to, discredit Scottie Pippen in order to prop up Jordan. See, I hate that, man. I hate that, man. Like,
all the time, man. Skip Bayless be doing that. Yeah, Skip Bayless started that shit though.
Right. He did start that shit, but you guys, but then every other Jordan fan followed his suit.
Yeah.
I like when that nigga Nick Anderson told him 23 ain't 40, 45 ain't 23.
Yeah, I remember that. Let me ask y'all a question.
Beast. He came back and knocked everybody down.
Right. Let me ask y'all one more question before I bounce, man. Like, does this season right here dampen LeBron James all-time standing?
The fact,
What you mean?
Like, does it?
If he don't win, I don't get what you said. Now I don't understand.
I'm saying with the way the season's going, like, if he doesn't win the championship, is that a dent in his legacy?
Yeah.
To the people that don't.
4-11?
What'd you say?
See, the people that have their certain theories, they're gonna stay on their same theories. You got the 6 people that think that Jordan only played 6 seasons. It ain't gonna never change for them.
I don't think it's a fact because at the end of the day, LeBron James also is where he's still playing at a high
He's always
level.
He's gonna always be in the GOAT conversation, no matter what he do from this point on, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I didn't think he lasted as long.
They trying to hype that nigga up too much.
I mean,
media hype him up too much.
This is 18th season, so it's like him being his 18th season. And
well, hold on. Somebody said the media hype him up too much. I don't get that. 17 straight years of 25 points a game. Nobody, no other player come close to that.
Listen, and I agree with that. But at the same
and
time,
how's the media hyping him up when they talking about him possibly losing the first round? I don't get this. Like,
I mean, but here's the thing, also, like, and I agree with that.
Media be hyping him up, and they be cheating for the nigga. You see what happened?
But hold on, let's let him talk, man. How's the media hyping up a man that's still making records as he play, and some of the greatest records, and then on pace to be the all-time leading scorer if he continue?
And
I don't get this.
They act like there ain't no other players in the NBA that's doing other shit. Like all they talk about is LeBron this, LeBron that.
Because he's still
he's the face of the league. I mean, honestly,
that's how they do great players. They done it to Jordan, brother, when he was the best player in the league. I don't get this.
Listen, they did the Magic. They did the Magic back in the day. When the TV
it was different back then.
Hold on. Back in the day when the TV deals happened, y'all and Blue Bolt,
in the 90s, you had to show and prove.
No, hold up though. Back in the day in the 80s, it was only the TV deals wasn't the same as now. When the only teams that were getting played on national television was the Lakers, and the Celtics.
At least it's for another hour or two.
That was the only teams that were getting played national televised games was the Celtics and the Lakers.
That's just in
Okay.
The
my
only two
opinion.
teams.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their opinion, but I think
Put it on the dining room table. Yeah.
But did y'all see what happened in the game?
So what?
yesterday?
Hold on. What is your suggestion? Because NBA is a business at the end of the day. Their best product, objectively speaking, is LeBron. So what you think they should do with their best product? Not promote it, not sell it.
That's their formula. That's always been their formula.
Oh
They
no,
it
but I'm
is.
saying
And
what
then
they gonna
Matthew
do once they
The
product
reason
out
I'd
the
ask,
playoffs. If he
but
loses
one
the
last
first round
thing.
when he out the playoffs, what they gonna do with their product then?
The
they
reason
still
I
gonna
asked, the
promote.
reason I asked that's because you got cats out here like Ticket TV, goddamn Too Raw for TV saying they put this guy's legacy on the line every year, man. And I don't understand it. I don't get it, man. They move the goalposts when it comes to this guy, these
They
guys.
do. Fact.
Man, that's what I said. It's certain people that's never gonna
Right.
objectively look at what he's done and say, you know what, I don't have him as the GOAT,
And Too
but
Raw and
he's
Too
in the
Raw
conversation.
talking about he in the GOAT conversation used to be a fan, but yet you criticize him like every year and you move the goalposts. I don't get that, man.
That's all I'm saying right there. What you exactly said. They always move the goalposts for that nigga, and they cheated for
Right.
the nigga yesterday
See, I
too.
don't have LeBron as a GOAT, but he'll be at worst, he'll be 1A to Mike, in my opinion. He'll be 1A to Mike.
I mean,
And
but
Kareem.
I feel like you have objective point of view if he's in the conversation. He don't have to be your GOAT. I think he's the GOAT,
Right.
but he don't have to be the GOAT to everybody. But when you start talking
Right.
about he ain't top 10, he
Right,
ain't top
right.
5, like
Right.
what basketball are you watching? Like what
Right.
comes on your TV channel? I don't get that.
Yeah, you got a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot. It's not, and they're not the only ones. Yeah, I'm subscribed to some people that won't give LeBron credit no matter what he does. You know.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
those
So
people,
I'm,
they'll never change their mind, man. They
right.
just it just is what it is. I don't
Right.
I don't
I
get
have a
that.
question. How do y'all feel about yesterday with that ejecting Payne? Do y'all think all three of them should have got ejected
Who?
when they ejected Payne in the Suns
He
game?
threw a ball at a player, then he pushed.
Yeah,
So he
Right.
got a double
he
check.
Right.
was good.
Yeah.
You were extra for that from the ball. You threw the
All
ball.
right, fella.
Go
It's
back,
been
go
good,
back.
man. I'm gonna hit y'all up
All
later
right.
on. I'm gonna hit y'all up.
He
All right.
threw the
All
ball,
right,
but
later.
it didn't even hit nobody.
I mean, still though, it's like you could have. I don't know. Like he
All
was
right,
being
but
extra.
Montrezl Harrell was about to tackle that nigga and he got in his mind like, oh shit, I'm about to tackle this nigga. Then he act like he
I
was gonna tackle
mean,
him.
yeah, but he was. I guess he was. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
So I feel like he should have got ejected too.
by the discretion of the referee, he committed 2 offenses, which was 2 flagrants, which leads to
Yeah.
ejecting, brother. That has nothing to do with them cheating for LeBron or whatever other narrative you trying to spread. Like,
Oh come on,
just,
man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all got to stop this, man. The dude, he by the referee's discretion, just like you can even go back to the playing game. You got Draymond Green literally put his hand in LeBron's eye. He didn't get ejected.
Right. He should have got
He could have he could have got ejected for that. That was a flagrant too. That was not a basketball move.
Right.
You could see him blatantly put his hand in this dude's face. You know what I mean? He didn't get ejected.
He didn't get a flagrant either.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't get a flagrant. So what are they cheating for the Warriors? I mean, this stuff goes on, man. You could talk about people can talk about him cheating for the Kobe and the Lakers, the Bulls. It's those are circular arguments, man. You don't get nowhere with those arguments. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I don't know. Just in my eyes, I seen a whole totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? I think outside the
bro,
box.
you can do that about every game, bro. You can make that. You can do that. You can say they cheating by every game. These referees are not perfect. Players not perfect. They're not gonna call or make the perfect call, no matter what situation it is. Even if you get the best referee, we have these conversations every year. Am I lying, True the King? When most of the time, what happened when somebody team lose, they're gonna start talking about they cheat. They got cheated. They got cheated. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always have this stuff, man. Just like if the Lakers win this year, they're gonna talk about how they cheated. or whoever win, they're gonna talk about it's always gonna be there, man. You can nitpick every year about something, or it's rigged. People say it's rigged. Do you agree some seasons are rigged?
Yeah, I do because
So hold
I
on.
I
I
agree with something
I
is a
don't
rig because
hold
I
on.
lived in Las Vegas before and I know how that shit goes.
That's fine. I don't even want you to explain.
Oh,
Once you go down this rabbit hole of the sports being rigged, now you put in question how great any player is to step on the court because the game can be predetermined at any time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but let me tell you why I say that though too. All right, go back to last year in the bubble. Did you watch the Blazers and the Lakers game?
What game? They played 5 games.
The Blazers and the Lakers game, the Mamba Day game, even though the Lakers lost. The Mamba Day game when they wore the Mamba jerseys the first time they wore
Okay.
them. Did you
Okay.
peep the score? It was 24-8. That wasn't no coincidence. That shit was
Oh my
planned.
goodness, bro. Come on, man. I can't do this.
So you saying that wasn't
Can't do
planned?
this, bro.
They went on a 24-8 run?
I can't do. I can't do this, man. I already answered your question. I don't know if you realize that. If you're gonna concede that games are rigged, I don't have no problem with you saying that. But now, any player that step on that court, you got to question how great they are if these games are predetermined before they even step on the court. You get what I'm saying?
I get
So
what you
even
saying.
your favorite players, he might not be worth a shit because these games are predetermined anyway. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how good you think whoever your favorite players are, because the games are already predetermined. The
Yeah, but
outcome.
I'm just saying people don't like the truth, and I spit the truth. That's I come with the truth,
If
man.
that's the truth, I'm not gonna say it's not the truth, but it's no. If I'm like this with people, if you have a certain theory, a methodology of how you see things, stick with it. So it's no reason for you to argue who's a better player or it is objectively if you feel like this shit is already rigged. That don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? Nobody should be considered better than anybody because it's already rigged by your theory.
Right?
See what I'm saying? So if I were to come across you and see you having an argument, now I question you because you ain't standing on your principles of this shit being rigged. So the Jordans, the LeBrons, the Kobe's, the Shaqs, all these players are just athletes. We don't know how good they are because sports is rigged anyway. You get what I'm saying? Jordan could have just been winning because it was rigged for him to three-peat, retire, three-peat. Because that's the rabbit hole you done stepped in. And you can't step out of it. Once you say it's rigged, we can't sit right here and say, well, 2020 was rigged, but 2021 wasn't because my team won. But now 2022. You get what I'm saying? Can't do it like that.
Now I get what you're
You
saying.
step in that rabbit hole, stay in there.
You gotta
It's
pay
rigged.
attention to stuff though. So you're saying, but
Listen, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm
no,
just
I
saying
know you're not saying I'm
stick on
wrong.
your principles.
I'm not. I
If
know
you're
you're
gonna
not
say
saying
the
I'm
league
wrong.
is rigged,
But my
you got to
question to
deal with
you,
what all come with that.
all right. But my question to you: Do you think that game?
Think what game?
That game I was talking
Like,
about with the Blazers and the Lakers in the bubble. Do you think that game
listen,
was
man,
just a normal regular game? That wasn't no that was a coincidence.
it's math, man. The
It's
whole
math.
universe is based off math.
I know the
You
world
know,
is based off math.
it's math. So what are you really saying, bro?
So
You trying
I'm
to make
saying
something that you see? How
I'm
can I
saying there
explain it?
wasn't no coincidence
You're
that
not
the
saying
Lakers
much
had
to me.
24 and the Blazers had 8.
It just happened.
No, that shit didn't just
It
happen.
just happened.
Nah.
I'm just telling you about my view. I'm not no
That's
rig type. I don't follow this rig theory of all things are rigged for this and that. That's you. If you want to agree with that, I'm not gonna say you wrong, but that's not me. But I don't want to catch you out here talking about players better than other players because why would you think that when you think it's already rigged? Now you contradicting your whole theory of things being rigged. And are you gonna tell me things are rigged some years and rigged not and not
I
rigged
bet
other
you like
years?
this. Everything is rigged. Even life is rigged. Even the whole game of life is rigged. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is rigged because you know what I'm saying. Some people side with some people side with other people. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of shit in the game banging game, in the sports game, in the pimping game, and all types of game shit is rigged.
Hey,
You
that's how
got
you look at life,
snitches, you
man.
got niggas telling on niggas, you got all type of shit going on. So yeah, this shit is rigged.
Hey man, if that's how you look at life, that's cool, you know. I was a person that felt like I could change my life. That's why I moved. I moved from a bad environment
Right? You
and
could do
started
that.
building, started my own stuff. So if I had that mentality, I might be still somewhere doing what I was doing, not growing, developing. So, you know, a lot of
You
people
follow
might
me?
look at life like that, huh?
Oh, I heard your mom. That's why I heard your mom. Oh, all right. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their opinion.
Yeah. And I ain't saying you should change it, but I'm just saying I'm just showing you what
Yeah,
foundation you
once I
really
go with that
standing on. Because
theory, I gotta stick
a
with
lot
it.
of people, huh?
I hear you. Once I go with that, I gotta stick with it.
Yeah. It's how can you say how great a player is if this whole game rigged? You see what I'm saying? For sport is sport supposed to be competition and the competition rig. How we know how really
Right.
good players are? How can we say people competitors? You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying. Once you take on that theory, you got to come with and a lot of people don't pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I've thought of stuff being rigged too, but then I sit back and think about it like, is it influences in certain situations? Of course, man. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's not been a situation where you had point shaving and this and that. Yeah, I agree with that. That's happening. But as a whole totality competition being rigged, I just don't believe that. That's not to say you wrong, but once I take on that, how can I sit here? How can we even have a GOAT conversation if we talk about sports being rigged? You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. Because now we gotta go back and see, was it rigged in the 60s or 70s or 80s? You know what I'm saying? In the 90s. We got to do that research. Feel me?
Right. And I just say that because I don't know if you watch baseball.
Yeah, I don't watch baseball as much as I used to,
When they caught the
but
niggas cheating for the other
you talking
team,
about
them niggas,
Houston?
yeah, when they got caught cheating, they get to keep their shit. Like they got to keep their shit. They didn't even take it from them, and they knew they got caught cheating.
I mean, it's it's one of those things where you talking about teams cheating. Teams cheating and rigged is two different things, though. You understand? A team cheating is different from rigged. That's two different conversations.
Yeah, it's to the. I think they
Because
all
that
fall
because
under the
because
same
when you talk
umbrella,
about
though.
something rigged, you have a neutral, a supposedly neutral influence that's supposed to be neutral, having an impact on the outcome. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's referees or you see what I'm saying? But somebody cheating is somebody. It's just an opponent cheating to get an edge. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's two different things. Just like when you talk about the Patriots with the Spygate and all that, that's not rigged. That's them violating rules and regulations and stuff. As far as taping people's, you know, just violating the rules. But rigged is something totally different. Now you
All right, I
have
got another
neutral.
question then.
Huh?
They say I was listening to Ticket and it was saying they're supposed to punish LeBron for breaking a rule or something.
Yeah.
And that was one of his topics. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. I mean, does by the rules he's supposed to be punished. He's supposed to be punished by the rules.
right?
That don't have nothing. I mean, are you trying to say that's rigged? Deemed as rigged?
No, not that, not rig, but not that on rig. I'm just saying, like, they let other people get away with certain shit that they don't let other people get away with.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like you
like
from
that.
Cali. You from
Mhm.
Cali, whether you gang bang or whatever, it's levels to this shit. Everybody ain't on the same level, right?
Right,
It's levels to this shit. Everybody ain't LeBron James.
right, 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 right,
You feel what I'm saying? So he gonna be able to get away with some shit. Some niggas just not.
right.
If you don't understand that in life, you don't understand. It ain't too much you understand. You know what I'm saying? And for a nigga to complain about that, yeah, should he be punished? Yeah. But at
No,
the end of the
I'm not
day,
complaining. I'm just saying. I was just speaking on the
no, no,
topic.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm not speaking just directly to you.
yeah,
I'm speaking just to the people that feel some type of way. So if you feel some type of way, that's just you not understanding that there's levels to this shit. And if you don't think LeBron ain't above certain shit, just like Jordan was above certain shit, just like Magic was above certain shit when they played, like where are you living in? You know what I mean?
right, 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 right.
It just is what it is.
Like some people gonna
Especially,
get calls and some people not gonna get calls.
yeah. They complained about Jordan get calls just like LeBron, just like any of the greats, just like Shaq's or the Kobe's. Now this is a point you could have brought up. I, I gave you time to do it. Now you could have brought up the time when the Sacramento when you had referees that done fed time because of the Sacramento and Lakers series. That would have been a good argument to make as far as maybe a series being rigged because of the collusion that the referees been found guilty of.
You talking about back in like 01, 02?
Yeah, you had referees that done federal time because there was a lot of controversy around how those Lakers and Sacramento series were refereed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, you didn't even know that, did you?
I heard something about it, but it's like I forgot
Now
all
that
about
would have
that
been a
shit.
good point to bring up as
Yeah,
far as rigged, but it's
yeah.
not empirical data out like that for me to say, man, the league is just rigged all around. You get what I'm saying? We have our own opinions and we see a lot of stuff go on. Just like I'm a Cowboy fan, and we feel like a lot of Cowboy fans feel like Roger Goodell, try to he don't like us, and we feel a lot of them feel like the referee. We the most cheated on team. That's
Yeah,
what we feel like. And since in the past 15 years, no team has had more penalties than the Dallas Cowboys.
right.
Now, if
But
I wanted to make an argument, I would use some kind of data like
Jerry
that. But
Jones' mama was a slave owner, right?
you said Jerry Jones' mama?
Yeah, she was a slave owner.
She probably was, man. Probably was, man. I wouldn't be surprised. You gotta understand these guys. I mean, it's not far fetched to say any of these billionaires don't have no kind of slave owner lineage. You get what
Right,
I'm saying? That's not
right,
far fetched to be said.
right.
It's they had to gotten some wealth to even get. They had to have some wealth pass on to establish and do more things.
Yeah, see, I'm a 49er fan. We tied with y'all for the Super Bowls, 5 each.
Yeah, yeah, y'all tied for us, but I live long enough to see my team win 3. If they don't
Right.
win another one before I die, I'm good. But
You from Texas?
yeah, I'm from Texas.
What part?
I live in Atlanta. I'm from East Texas.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Tyler, actually the same place Pat Mahomes from. Pat Mahomes, Earl Campbell.
Oh,
It's
okay.
an hour from Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, I got family from
Yeah. Texas and
Louisiana,
Cali. Yeah, I got family in the
Dallas,
Bay.
Fort Worth.
Yeah. I mean, most people that's on in Cali, man, they got family in the South.
Yeah,
like
that's what
second, third generation, huh?
right,
Either Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. So
right.
I got
Mississippi.
family in the Bay and in Oakland. I mean, yeah, in
Oh,
the Bay. I'm saying Oakland, yeah.
okay.
And some of my family kin to J.R. Ryder. You remember J.R. Ryder? He grew up in Oakland.
Yeah, J.R.
But his
Ryder,
family
man,
from
he
Texas.
nigga used to kick it with E40
Yeah.
and Gary Payton and all them niggas. All them niggas hang
Yeah.
out together.
Most of his family in Texas though. But
Yeah,
some of the family moved up. And that's self-explanatory. I
yeah,
got to explain that.
yeah.
Texas and Cali, it's just it's always been a connection.
Excellent. Yeah. Facts.
But yeah,
Big
man,
fact.
like I said, this like now you gotta look at it like this too. If you're gonna say sports is rigged, you might as well look at it like wrestling. That shit already predetermined. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's how I feel. And like if I ever get to the point where I feel the same way you do, I'm gonna start watching it because it's like, why am I gonna watch some shit that's supposed to be competitive and it's predetermined? You get what I'm saying? If at any point I get to where I feel like sports is like that, it's no reason to watch it, man. Because it wasn't there when I played. It was competition, raw competition. It wasn't no predetermined outcome, you know. But hey man,
You see,
if you feel that way, just all I ask is you stick to it, man. Because you can easily conflict yourself if you don't watch. If this competition rigged, man, it's hard to say who really better than who. You know.
yeah, Mr. South. Yeah, Big Who has a lot of conspiracy theories. He has a whole bunch of them.
But you see how I neutralize that though.
Yeah,
It's all right to conspire, but you got to stick with your theory. He can't come on here saying it's rigged and then saying, well, he's not the GOAT or he's not the best player. Like how do we know, man, if it's all rigged? It's like who can you say the best wrestler ever if every wrestling event is predetermined who's gonna win the match? You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's straight.
When we were kids, we thought Hulk Hogan and Ollie's and Rock was actually beating these people. You feel what I'm saying? Because we weren't intuitive enough to know that no, this is predetermined. Rock is supposed to win this match. He's supposed to lose this match, or somebody's supposed to run out. You see what I'm saying? Now it's like It ain't nobody. He's not really a better wrestler. He's just predetermined. Maybe he's a better actor. Now it becomes who's the better actor. When it's all rigged, everybody's pretty much an actor now. They're not even.
Yeah, that is crazy. You could even hit him with this. You could even say, would you? Because he's a Clippers fan. If you asked him, hey, if Kawhi Leonard did the same thing Montrez did, would you keep the same energy? He probably won't.
What'd you say? Say that again.
I'm saying like so he said Montrez did something. Okay, so let's say Zubac or Serge Ibaka did the exact same thing as Montrez. He wouldn't have kept the same energy if it was his team. He wouldn't have kept the same energy.
Oh, you talk about them saying how Montrez kind of is saying he kind of leaked the certain stuff or whatever he done, and they want to get rid of him.
Yeah, he said Montrez did something to one of the Suns players, and he should have been thrown out. And I said,
"Oh, okay." You talking about the? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, what if Zubac or Serge did the exact same thing? Would he keep the same energy? He probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it's like now you gotta. I mean, by that theory, now you gotta ask yourself when everything take place. You think the ref is sitting there dissecting? Oh, LeBron plays for the other team. We got to kick you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man.
He's only saying that because he's a Clippers fan. You see, when you're a fan of a certain team, some people are biased. Like, oh, that was a bad call because they're a fan of the team.
That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? But
and Mr. South, I ain't biased at all. That play on Draymond, the reason why I say it's
He should have
dirty,
been kicked.
he said what?
He should have been kicked. That wasn't a basketball move to put your hand in somebody's face.
And,
You could
and
have
everybody
easily
kept
grabbed
saying,
LeBron's arm or anything to stop him from getting the shot off, but you put your hand in his face, in his
and
eye,
he
gouged his
has a
eye.
history, and he has a bad history of being dirty too. That's why I say
Yeah,
it's a dirty play.
yeah. He has a
That's a very
reputation.
bad play.
And to be honest with you, in that situation, it actually worked against LeBron because of I think they didn't kick him out of the game because of a lot of the flack that the referees got when they kicked him out of the finals game for having his interaction with LeBron. I think that played a part in that. You get what I'm saying? I think if it was anybody else but LeBron, he might have got kicked. But since they have a revisionist history, like, oh, we don't want to make it a situation like when he got kicked out the Warriors game, and then it was. You get what I'm saying? I could be reaching myself, but
No, you ain't reaching. They would have said it's rigged if that happened.
Yeah,
You won't.
that's how I feel. I feel like, you know what, we don't want to kick him out because they're gonna say it's LeBron and y'all. You know what I mean?
They're already saying
But
it. Hey, Mr. South, they're already saying it's rigged for the fact that LeBron James went to that party and everybody's saying he violated protocol. Why is he playing? So they're already saying it's rigged already.
but that has nothing to do with rig though.
I'm just saying, not in my eyes. I'm saying in other people's eyes. They saying LeBron James should have been out for 10, 12 games because they're saying that whenever other guys went out and they were around other people without a mask, they were saying that those guys got taken out for a few games.
Yeah.
LeBron James got a pass, so therefore LeBron James haters are mad.
People are racking up on the excuses just in case. Because you might remember, what have they been selling in the media? Because you remember old dude was saying the media they act like the media just caters to LeBron. Like, no, they don't. They talk bad about LeBron just like other players, but people only listen when it's LeBron though.
What about
you get what I'm saying?
Whenever MJ was playing, he got all the praise when he was playing.
Well, who?
Back in the day, all they talked about was MJ. Everything was MJ.
Yeah, but see, the thing about back in the day, it wasn't a lot of shock jock and independent media sources to voice their own opinions. You get what I'm saying? It was only really mainstream media to dictate the narrative. But now you have Twitter, you have YouTube, and all these different places where people can be LeBron haters or Jordan haters and all that. And it really don't matter if you're a Jordan hater now because his career is over. He's not playing no more to where he plays a game and then you can criticize. You can seek out different critiques of his game from different sources. Like now, you get what I'm saying? Well, people can spin and create their own narratives, like you got some of these YouTubers, putting out fake news every day. And a lot of people buying into it. It wasn't nothing like that in the 90s. The only news you got was reported, and there wasn't no shock jock. It wasn't no like the cat that said that was on earlier. That's a little bit older than me. It wasn't no shock jock news to make up nothing. It was real news. This is what the Lakers done. This was what the Bulls done. It wasn't no Jordan got caught here or there. Wasn't nobody reporting stuff like that every game. You know what I'm saying?
Everything you're saying is straight facts, my guy.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying is spot on. Back then they didn't have all this YouTube and Twitter and shit back then. All they had back then was mainstream.
Yeah.
Imagine
all you had was the games reported, and then on the weekends you got inside stuff where Marshawn might go a little bit into what players are doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. That's big facts. South, you in here preaching right now. Salute Polo. Welcome to the panel, man. What you got on what Mr. South talking about?
Well, man, salute to you, Goat, and salute man, double general salute to my guy that's talking right now. He's spitting on facts. And Red Dog, salute to you and a salute to the
Oh,
rest of the chat, man. Go, Mike. Always
I was
stay grinding.
salute to you as well.
Let me see
Look
my
here,
guy.
man. I don't know exactly what I know you were touching on several different topics, but I heard my man, he touched on something key, Mike, that I've been telling y'all boys. And I wish when you can come to my panel and tell these boys exactly what you just said just now about shock jock news and stuff not getting out there like it is now.
Yeah,
Because it was not like that back in the day. You really had to
yeah,
dig deep, and you really had to have a source in order to know some of that stuff. Even though some of the stuff
yeah,
was going on and some of that stuff was swept up under the
yeah.
rug. But I just
And
wanted to give him a salute and let him know, hey, he's hitting on key
and,
facts right now.
and
Everything.
really, you had to go to entertainment sources like Entertainment Tonight. Really, where a lot of sports junkies are not at, where paparazzi gather
Salute,
news
Red
about
Dog.
athletes. You see what I'm saying? But now you can get any kind of craziness anywhere, man. Dudes say anything and have people thinking that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just, it is what it is.
And I wanted to say this too. I'm at work real quick. And I'm not trying to take up too much of your time, Goat and Big Dog. But listen, I did a stream on this earlier. AD, okay, while everybody's bashing this dude and saying that he's playing like shit, stuff like that, talked about it already. I told you, Goat, he is not 100%. It has nothing to do with his skills diminishing. It has nothing to do with him playing like shit. He is not healthy, and he don't need to be playing. I'm just being honest with you. He 100% AD would be way better than this right now, and you and I all know that this isn't AD.
And I don't know how healthy AD is, but I will say this. If he doesn't take any assertiveness, especially in a time where I think LeBron is trying to learn how to play where he's not at optimal physical condition, being the fact that he suffered a football injury, that's going to pose problems for them because you can't have AD go a whole game and pretty much just be a fadeaway shooter and an alley hoop dunker. You get what I'm saying?
Let me answer this, Mr. Stout. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If the Lakers can find a way to hold teams under 100 points, that would make it easier for AD and LeBron. If we can find some way to find some kind of game plan to hold teams under 100, because
they actually done that though. They actually done that. They held Phoenix under 100 points. I think the problem they're really having is I think this is my opinion. They got to decide, is it important to start Drummond, which I don't think it is. I think he could come off the bench and give you those offensive rebounds and unclog the paint and help out AD. It'll help out AD. They're not having success having a high-low, running high-low, big running plays like that high-low. It just clogs up the lane. And plus, Drummond doesn't really finish consistently when he catches the ball. And I think he should come off the bench. I mean, have him run with the second team. And more or less have him. I really would like to see him out of the game without AD and LeBron in the game on some of the other rotations. Because a lot of what happens is when he's with the second team, he gets seals. He seals the players' bigs in the paint. But people like Schroeder just misses him. I'm like, bro, he'll have somebody seal. LeBron ain't in the game. He don't get the ball. You know what I mean? And that's another big problem with the Lakers. Their secondary, outside of Caruso, you know, who's been giving them consistent guard play, Schroeder. You know, he's their best finisher at guard, but he just misses passes. His passing is suspect. I just don't. That's a big problem they have, and that they didn't have last year with Rondo. That's really hurting LeBron because you see when LeBron left the game in the first half, It's like they can't get into their sets. You got AD catching the ball further and further from the basket, and maybe AD is still hurt because he's allowing defenders to push him out of the paint. He could be still hurt, but I can't sit here. As long as he's playing, I'm expecting AD to give me what I know he can do, because we did see him start to trend up toward the end of the season and give you a 30, 40-point games. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this was just a low point of him going into the series. But go ahead, brother.
Well, what you gonna say something, Goat? Goat, you there?
What happened?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say something. No, I was gonna piggyback off of what he was saying. Listen, you talked about Drummond, okay? Drummond was a -4, and between him and AD was a -18. Now you touched on Drummond for a second. I want to attack this for a second right here. You see,
Go ahead.
I think that right there is a part of AD's problem too. Coupled with the fact that it's like AD is taking up. Drummond is taking up some of AD's spacing a little bit. And see, you saw yesterday, Drummond didn't really. He had 12 points and he had 9 rebounds, but he also had he had
over 7 offensive rebounds, but it just wasn't. He did his, like you said, it wasn't impactful.
Yeah, Schroeder tried to get him the ball one time on a pick and roll and stuff, and you see he dropped the ball and it got out of bounds and stuff. And Schroeder, I felt Schroeder. He was kind of frustrated. He's like, man, I'm trying to give you the ball, and it's like, man, you don't know where to be. It's just stuff like that. So you're right with that. I told Mike this before. I felt like everybody was telling Mike that Drummond should. I think Mike was saying that Drummond should come off the bench. I think he should come off
because
the bench.
they space it. I feel like AD is not as assertive because they pack. One of the things that happened early in that game is the Phoenix seen the Lakers wasn't hitting any shots, so they packed it in even more. And you got Drummond in the game, and it seemed like it's making AD even more passive because the lane is just packed. You know what I mean? For him to operate, it's so crowded. Even with him trying to play weak side, while when he ISO at the elbow, it's like it's still crowded because nobody's going out there to chase Drummond for no jumper or no little 10-foot jumper and nothing like that. It's just packing the paint.
Well, collectively as a group, they shot horrible. Look, they shot. I'm talking about the Lakers now. They shot 43.4% field goals. They shot 26.9 from 3-pointers, and the free throws wasn't much better at 60.7. What's it called? Blew them out of water with free throws. They didn't shoot much better. At 3-pointer at 32.1. I'm talking about Phoenix, and 46.5. But the thing about it that killed them was the plus minuses, because I think the ones that led it, Jay Crowder was a plus 14, and what's his name? Aiden was a plus 16. Aiden was killing. I know Booker was killing. But
they
Aiden,
normally can cover Booker, man. It's just he's at home. He should at least have some good games at home in the playoffs. I mean, they're the second seed. They're not going to lay down for the Lakers.
No, not at all. But I think LeBron, I think Brian and them wanted to steal one. You saw a lot of steals.
See, this is the thing. This is what I tell people. LeBron, they want to steal that game, but he's not gonna put all this. He's not gonna play that game like a game 7. He has to pace himself. This is a marathon. Like, this is not game 7. If they can steal it, they can steal it. But if not, it's just like, okay. And even this is one of the things they lost by 9, and they was -15 in the rebound. And how many games? Number one, how many games in this series are they going to out rebound Phoenix? I mean, the Phoenix is going to out rebound them. So they only lost by 9, and they shot horrible, and they were negative.
AD don't have that lift. He don't really have the lift off that ground until like spurts. You feel what I'm saying?
I just think starting Drummond just makes him less aggressive.
That's facts.
And he and he's got too much of a. He too easily bounce out to that perimeter, man. We know AD can shoot, but the Lakers would not win a chip with AD shooting fadeaways for a whole series. That's not gonna happen. You know, he's gonna have to be more assertive and get to the free throw line and get. And if he's not healthy to play, you're gonna have to sit or something. Because I don't know, man. I mean, from what I've seen from him going into the playoffs, I mean, I feel like he's ready. I could be wrong. All I know is he's not being assertive.
Somebody brought up the fact that he put up 42. He put up 42 in earlier, but that's the regular season.
No, but we know
he was like, yeah,
we know AD is capable. But I said that to say this: we know AD is capable of putting up 40 in the regular season and the playoffs. But I'm just saying, as far as him putting up 40, I would think that he's healthy enough to go out there and perform. If he's healthy enough to put up 40 in a regular season game, you get what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And I think this
I
game.
don't cut y'all off. I'm gonna go ahead and chime out, man. It was good talking to you, brother. Mike, man. You keep on grinding, bro. And my guy that's on here, I don't got your name and everything, man. But man, it was good talking.
My name's South Political. South Political.
Okay, I got you, brother.
Yeah, South Political. What's the name of your channel?
Polo Sports. Hey, Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. Y'all subscribe. I'm gonna be doing live later. And then I'm gonna hop on with Mike too as well. Y'all pull up to the stream. I'm gonna be covering the Clippers in the Mavs game.
Okay, that's a bit.
All right, y'all be safe, man.
All right, for sure.
How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Yeah, I heard you talking about AD for a little bit. I just wanted to chime in on that. Yeah, AD, he got a hell of a defender on him, DeAndre Ayton. And Ayton not just gonna let him, go inside, and get those easy buckets that AD used to getting. So I kind of get what he was trying to do last game, get the outside shot going for him to bring Ayton out there so he could start going inside. But yeah, you're right. When AD once he see that outside shot not falling, he needs to be more, drive the ball even more to the goal instead of just keep shooting that outside shot.
That's the problem with AD, man. He'll concede to just shooting a fadeaway shot, man. And that's and he easily bounced to that perimeter. I think LeBron's going to end up saying something to him if it continues. I think they're going to make a concerted effort to get him the ball, to get him established next game, to see if they can steal a game in Phoenix. Because, the main thing about the Lakers, we know they're not a shooting team. They hit shots in spurts, but they're a team that gets points in the paint and they beat you with their defense. They get turnovers on defense and they get in transition and get easy buckets. But see, this series is a series where the Phoenix is not a team. As long as Chris Paul can stay healthy, because he did get injured, and stay in the series, and stay in the full haul of the series, the Phoenix is not going to be a team that turn the ball over a lot, and they're not a team that's going to beat themselves. You see what I'm saying? They're going to make you beat them. Other series, the Lakers advance, other series they play, it could be totally different. But Phoenix is not a team that's going to beat themselves. It's a reason why they're one of the top seeds in the West.
Well, Mike know the win out of the Phoenix and Lakers played a win out of Portland and Denver. Mike, you on right now? Yeah. That $50 bet looking good for me, huh? Mike,
What y'all bet it on?
Yeah, we bet it on the Portland and Nuggets series.
Somebody sound like they washing dishes or something. I don't know.
My bad. My dishwasher running in the back. My bad, fellas.
I was joking.
But yeah, me
with him.
Yeah, that's me. My dishwasher running in the back. But yeah, me and Mike betted $50 on the Nuggets and Denver series. He said they was gonna sweep us, but
I
How
mean,
you,
I think the Nuggets will still win that series, man. A lot of teams are losing the first game, man.
nah,
It's
man,
playoffs.
you could see that the Nuggets not the same team without Jamal Murray, bro. And we're not even double teaming Jokic. We're gonna let Jokic get his. We're not gonna double team him. We're gonna let Jokic get his and let everybody else try to beat us. Because without Jamal Murray,
I don't.
it's
I
tough.
don't. You gotta remember, y'all. I just don't trust the Blazers, man. The Blazers are not built for the playoffs. I mean, with a gallant effort from Dame, which we know he's capable of doing, they could possibly beat the Nuggets. But them being a jump shooting team and not that good at defense, to reliable to get stops, it's not a recipe for winning a series. They're a good enough team to beat a team in one game, but it's just one game, man. It's still it's a best of 7, man.
Oh yeah, I know it's a best of 7, but you gotta watch each game and you gotta see what's a fluke and what's not a fluke. Because the last game of the season where we had to beat the Nuggets to not avoid the playing game, we absolutely smashed them. Like it wasn't even close.
And you got to remember, the Nuggets team is somewhat adversity tested, being that they did come back from 3-1 leads last year. I know Murray's not in the lineup, but
that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Murray not being there is big. It's real big, bro. Like it's not the same Denver team from the playoffs last year. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they came back 3-1 on Utah and the Clippers.
Yeah.
But yeah, without Murray, without your second best player, that's a lot. That's like, okay, if the Lakers,
they did make a statement winning taking home court, but let's see if they can hold it.
But you got to think about, okay, y'all just talking about the Lakers. If the Lakers don't have AD, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. Like if the Nuggets had more. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if that's the same parallel. I think AD does a little bit more for the Lakers than Murray does for the Nuggets. Even though Murray is an emerging player and was one of the top players in the bubble last year. And be honest with you, the bubble was something. Well, people don't understand. You had people with this crazy narrative where the bubble don't count. The bubble actually neutralized it for inexperienced teams. And, the Nuggets might not win as far as they did if they weren't in the bubble. I think it was a great place for players that didn't have much playoff experience. It gave them advantage playing in a neutral playing field. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's why the Suns. I think that's why the Suns were so successful in the bubble last year.
Even though they didn't make the playoffs. Okay, I get what you're saying. They did go on a little tear, but AD. Even though this is the thing, the expectations are real high for AD. So with expectations come a higher. You have a higher. You held at a higher. There's more criticism to say.
I agree.
Now, don't get me wrong. AD does everything else well. I mean, he's the best all-around defender at this point. He can guard bigs, perimeter players. That stuff most people don't ignore because of what they expect him to be so much more offensively and be more assertive. So he does a lot more other things too as well. His length and his versatility. It's just it should have been a point. I feel it should have been a point in that game where he'd been like, "Give me the damn ball." He's not gonna say stuff like that. And LeBron really wants to give him the keys. LeBron is not this selfish player where he's like what people want to make him out to be, where he got to be the best player forever on the team. He's just forced. Last year, he was forced to still produce like the best player. He came into that season. What did he say? He said, "We're gonna run through AD." You know what I'm saying? He let that be known at the start of the season. It's just from an offensive load standpoint, AD, he doesn't. It's like I was explaining this. He averages great numbers, but this is what AD will do. He'll give you 40, he'll give you 30, then he'll give you 28, then he'll give you 13 like the other day. You know what I'm saying? That's been AD. If you look up his track record, out from an offensive, from a scoring load, he will do that. I feel like that's just who he is. The thing about LeBron last year, he didn't average as many points as AD, but LeBron rarely gives you teenager games. He might not give you 40, he might not give you a many 40-point games, but he gonna stay around his average. He might give you 23 to 20, to 30, right up in there. He gonna stay right in that area. But AD, he'll give you 40, then 35, then he'll mix in some 15, 13 points. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because he easily could have been the MVP of the finals, but he got to game 3 and gave you 14 points. But LeBron still around his average, 28, 30, you know what I'm saying, 29, right up in there. 28, 9, and 10 or something like that.
So what you think about the first game that come on tonight, the Bucks and the Heat?
I mean, that might be the best. That might be the best first round series, man. They're a team that you see in game one. Game one was an epic game, man. Went into overtime, came down to a game winner by Middleton. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a throw. That's gonna be that. I'm expecting that to go 7 games.
Yeah, I'm expecting that series to go 7. And I'm expecting the Hawks and Knicks to go 7 as well.
What the Knicks won last night, right? I didn't.
Nah, the Hawks won. The Hawks won. They won by 2.
Yeah, I could see it possibly going 7. It's just, it's hard to really say, man, because those are teams they still they don't have a lot of playoff experience, and that's what kind of equalizes them where it could possibly go 7. You know what I mean? That's why I could possibly agree with you. But Thibodeau has done a great job with the Knicks, and as well as McMillan coming in and filling in toward the mid drift of the season. So them some great coaching jobs right there, man. I mean, the job done by the coaches. Him coming in and turning them around because, Atlanta wasn't playing that great. And we know what the Knicks have been doing the past 15 years, But I don't know, man. That could go 7, man, just off the inexperience of both teams, But I still would, if I had to pick, I'd pick the Knicks to come out of there. Out of that series still, even though they lost home court. It seemed like every team, pretty much every team lost home court except for the Nets. Nets and the Bucks, right?
Well, Nets, Bucks, and Philly, I think.
Yeah, Knicks, Bucks, and Philly.
Yeah.
But pretty much everybody lost in the West. The Grizzlies beat the
Jazz. Well, Phoenix won.
Yeah, Phoenix, yeah. They beat But I don't know, man. Some of these games, like what you talking about, the Blazers and Nuggets. I still pick the Nuggets, man. If they don't win, I wouldn't be really shocked, but I just feel like they still got. I think they still got more to finish off the Blazers. Because the Blazers, their backcourt has to play, so they got to play out their mind every game, man. That's the problem.
Well, if you look at the first game, Dame had his regular, Dame game. But after that, it was pretty much a good team effort. You had Nurkic gave us some good numbers. Melo came in, gave us good numbers. McCollum did his thing. Powers in double digits. Last game was a good team
on
win.
them a whole series, man. That's the thing.
I think so. So you got Jokic, and then who your second best player? Michael Porter Jr. after that?
Yeah, Porter.
And then who's after that?
They have Gordon. They have Gordon. I mean, they
Gordon,
have
Gordon, Gordon's still trying to figure out how you beat the third option. He's still trying to figure that out right now.
I think
Like
the Pacers is the best team to figure it out because they just not a great defensive team.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I could be wrong, man. I just don't believe in the Blazers, man. Because on the average, I mean, they could get out of the first round, but on the man, history showing me, man, that the Dame and McCullough had to play out their mind just to have a chance, game in, game out on a consistent basis for them to compete. And most playoff teams will figure out how to stop them. I mean, how to control them so that they can get their victory. You know. But it could happen, man. I'm not saying they couldn't. I mean, they in a great position. They stole home court, that's for sure. You know.
Well, I know Denver. They don't have a player like Anthony Davis, and that's who killed. That's who
got a player like Anthony Davis.
That's who killed us in the playoffs last year. Anthony Davis. We had no match. We had no answer for this dude. Like nothing.
So you feel y'all have an answer for Jokic?
The thing is, we don't need an answer for Jokic because the Nuggets don't have a LeBron James. See, when we played the Lakers, we didn't have an answer for Anthony Davis or LeBron James. So we'll just messed over either way. Now with the Nuggets,
do it like this though. I understand y'all happen to meet the defending champions in the first round, but last year, who did y'all meet? Utah? Didn't y'all get put out by Utah last year? Who was?
No, we got put out. We had put out by the Lakers.
I mean, the year before that. I'm talking about the year after.
The year before that, we got put out by Golden State in the Western Conference Finals.
Nah. Y'all made it to Western Conference Finals the year before that?
Yeah, the year before that. Man, you know what team we beat in 7 to go to the Western Conference Finals? The Denver Nuggets.
I made it to the Western Conference Finals last year.
No, the year before.
Year before last.
Yes, we made it to the Western Conference Finals. Lost to Golden State. We beat the first team we beat was OKC. Remember when Damian Lillard did his little bye-bye to Russell Westbrook when he hit that 3 on Paul George?
Yeah.
And then the next round, that was the first round. We beat OKC in 5, and then we beat the Nuggets in 7. Beat them in Game 7 on their home court.
Okay.
And then of course we lost to who doesn't lose to Golden State in the playoffs in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I understand that. Even though I think even without Durant, because Durant was out, wasn't he still?
Yeah, Durant
he
was
didn't
out.
come back to the finals. But hey man, like I said I would pick the Nuggets, but I wouldn't be shocked if y'all could pull it out, man. You know, but I just don't put a lot of stock in how y'all play, man. The way y'all have to play to win, man, I just don't trust it. You know, your backcourt got to do so much. You know, these other guys are not that dependable, and it's not like you got 2 backcourt players that score, and then the rest of the guys defend and do all the other stuff. Like y'all got a lot of defensive efficiencies, you know. And you need in the playoff, you need to get when you need stops. You need stops, and there y'all not a team that can get stops when y'all need them. Now y'all did put up 100, almost 130 on the Nuggets game 1. So let's just, I mean, if y'all can continue to get the same offense production and just outscore them, I mean, but I don't feel like it will happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if y'all do advance, would y'all be back playing the Lakers, right? The Lakers come out, right? Y'all will match up with the Lakers and the Phoenix and Lakers, whoever come out of there, right?
Hello, live will be closed because I'll be clocking in.
Okay. Yeah, go and do your thing, man. I appreciate you letting me come on, go, Mike.
I know y'all too, Mr. South. Mr. South, thanks for hopping on. Also, July, salute to July for hopping on as well. Salute to South. Salute to all you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. I'm about to clock into this work. About to get this money real quick. But thanks for y'all for hopping on.
Appreciate you letting me know.
Yes, sir. No problem, man. All right, y'all. Thanks to everybody that hopping on. Thanks to everybody who joined on today. I appreciate it. 100. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram at GoatMikeHizzyGuy. Also, follow me on Twitter at Lakers Fan. Thanks to everybody who supported the channel. Shout out to Big Who. Shout out to Big Who. Shout out to Trudy King. Shout out to Beast Warrior. Shout out to Bad Boys. Shout out to Jalen Blockett. Shout out to Polo Sports. I'll definitely play for Mr. Jacob Jennings. Shout out to everybody who came on. Yeah, man. Jalen Puckett said, I'm sticking with my team, the Lakers. I feel confident. Hey, you guys stay confident in your team no matter what, win, lose, or draw. Shout out to everybody who hopped on today. Shout out to everybody who popped on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Stay tuned. Much more to come. Much more content coming out soon. Just stay with it. Tomorrow I'll be live for the game. I gotta get in here. I gotta punch in. Gotta get this work in. Thanks to everybody who supported the channel. Shout out to Trudy King. Shout out to Hitman X. Shout out to Polo. Shout out to Jalen, Bad Boy, Beast Warrior. All you guys who came in. Mr. South July. Shout out to July, man. His team won game one. A lot of teams are losing game ones, but it's all good and gravy. Shout out to everybody for popping in. Until next time, I will see y'all later on. Later on today, I'll be back. So y'all stay tuned, y'all. It's a free break. Go. I'm out. Subscribe, like button, y'all. I'm out. Gotta clock in, y'all. Pieces.